welcome to episode 24 of the Wheels Blues podcast. How's everybody doing today?
Holy shit, did you say episode fucking 24?
Yes, that's what it was, yes.
Holy fuck.
What does that mean?
Holy fuck.
What?
That's a lot of episodes.
That's a bundle.
Feels good.
25.
Feels good.
Like, yeah.
It's the old fucking 2 dozen there.
75 more, and we can go into syndication.
There we go.
There you go. I feel like we're getting traction to the last couple episodes have gone well, I think.
Maybe. I'm at Tin Can Blues. Thanks for the cool intro, Wheels.
No, you know, I tried.
Daniels.
I am at Eric _83. That's not enough underscores for me, man. And yeah. Thanks for the intro, I guess.
Who we got on the show tonight?
On tonight, as usual, we have. Are we doing it already?
I've just introduced myself already.
Yeah, we've already introduced ourselves. So can we get your handles?
Yeah, what about you, Wheels?
Where can we find you?
Glorious leader.
I'm at Mighty Wheels, and everybody knows my Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And I just wanted to give a shout out to our missing colleague who will be back next week.
It's a sensual podcast.
There he
It's
is.
Friday night. That's what that means.
Next Friday night, folks.
Yeah, we do have a special guest for you guys tonight.
We do have a special guest, yeah.
We do the official fact checker for us, and
Wait, really? That's what's happening today?
that's what's happening today. Sid's gone, and we're talking sports.
Talking
Nice.
sports with the official fact checker of the Wheels Blues podcast.
Basketball.
Greg
Getting fact
Greg
checks
Daniels
as it happens.
at Shroot1. Thanks for coming on the show, buddy. How you doing?
Hey, good. How are you guys?
Yeah, doing all
Great,
right.
thank you, great.
I heard you say you're calling from the greatest city on earth, and I didn't realize you were in Edmonton tonight.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Greg, I agree. I've been to Edmonton. It's not that great.
I've seen the airport, and yeah.
That's good enough.
But have you seen that hub city? I mean, it's got to be at least as good as Toronto's.
You know, I love it out there. Like I never have so much fun as when I'm out visiting Eric and seeing all you guys when I get to come out to Jasper for a couple of weeks every year.
That was a super hockey player answer too. Like, I love it out there. It's those guys leave a few good passes. We got to give credit to my teammates. And
If he was on an exercise bike, which would never happen, but if he was, it would be like an Ottawa Senators after like a post game.
Yeah, I'm like Jason Spezza. I'm the Jason Spezza of the Wheels Blues family.
well, as long as you're not the Danny Heatley or you think you're the greatest of all time.
I'm assuming,
No, I don't drive, so I don't have a driver's license, so I can never be the Danny Heatley of the
Okay,
Wheels
good.
Blues podcast.
I'm assuming you're the Jason Spezza of the old, like the older Jason Spezza, not the.
Yeah, I'm the
scrawny
prime
clerk.
time Jason Spezza, not the fourth line.
Okay,
Help
gotcha.
you scratch on opening night.
Gotcha.
Fucking Babcock, eh?
Yeah, when I read about what he did to Mike Medano,
What did he do to Mike
you
Medano?
guys hear?
I
You
heard
didn't hear
that
about
too.
that?
I probably
They
forgot.
talked about it on Spit and Chicklets, and that's where it first came to my attention. Because then I was like, they started talking about Mike Commodore and his hatred for Babs, and I was like, well, what's going on here? So Babcock friggin' sits out Mike Medano so he doesn't get to the what was it, 1,500 games, 1,000 games, whatever it was.
Yeah, he was at
Like he
was at like
it was some kind of weird
14.99 or something like
yeah,
that.
it was some kind of weird milestone that you're like, what are you doing, guy?
So like
Like we're talking about a Hall of Famer here, and you're healthy scratching him when he's about to hit a milestone game, and then the season's over.
Yeah, and he fucking retired after that, I think.
So wait, Mike.
Yeah, he
Medano
retired
has-
without the milestone.
He's only got $14.99 in games.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Wow,
That's-
and I'm not gonna lie, like up front, like I was the first guy that's like Babcock. Here we go, Leafs are coming back. But I was also the guy that was like, okay, he's gotta go. Like no one's listening.
I said that when you guys got Babcock. I was like, fuck.
You say that about every coach in the NHL.
I was like, well, actually, I kind of wanted the Oilers to get Bab because I think the Oilers were and the Leafs were.
That is a lie.
No, I did
Do
want
not
I
fucking
did.
lie. That's
I
a
did.
lie.
I did.
Lies.
how could you not want Mike Babcock?
I wanted Mike because this was.
I've had
He's
arguments.
been a
with
winner
Babcock.
everywhere he's gone.
Yeah,
No, you
Not
didn't.
wanting my. Yes, I know I have.
I don't want Mike Babcock
fucking
now.
Olympics.
I
Like
know,
what?
I
What's
know.
he's
I'm
like the
aware.
Brock Lesnar of coaching.
Oh,
is
God.
that
But
why
hey,
you
you don't
hate him?
want Mike. But hey, well, you don't want Mike Babcock now because of the reputation, not because he's not a good coach.
Yeah, that's true. Just
And
because
you know
I think
what? Like the Leafs got very lucky drafting, like Marner, Nylander. Like they were telling us like this is going to be like a lot of even when Mike Babcock was here, it was like they signed him like it's going to be paid, and they signed him to whatever 7 years, 8 years for all that money, and it was like no one expected them to do anything for like the first 5 years, and they told us that like, but then it was like playoffs the very next year, and then it was like then they just can't get over this hump now. But they're still like what? Was there 90 like high 90-point team every year in a tough division?
the Oilers were actually one place better than them in the league this year. I just want to point that out.
Like overall,
Shortened season.
Edmonton's got a good team too, and like you're like you. I feel like you guys have the same problem that Toronto used to have before Shanahan came, where it's like you guys try to rush everything once you get like one piece.
Yeah, the Oilers tried to rush fucking everything all the time forever.
Like how many
Since-
teams how many teams in the history of the NHL have had as many number one picks in like the last like 10 years
I know. I feel
that
like
have translated into zero,
Yeah.
except for McDavid, obviously.
yeah. Well, like those are good players. It's just like they, for whatever reason, it just wasn't meant to be. It wasn't working
They
out.
rush them, or they give up on them too soon, or like that was like I remember Berkey with Nazem Kadri here, right? It was like, no, he's going back to London. You know what I mean? Like I don't give a shit. He's gonna play in for the Marlies for a year. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like let him learn the game properly, and then we'll bring him here. And then look what the player he turned into was.
And then Dubas traded
Same
him
with-
for.
And now he's gonna
Tyson
play
Barrie.
in Colorado.
Yeah, it was time though. Like after what he like all the nonsense with the suspensions in the playoffs, back to back years in like big games, like.
Greg,
And then they're trying to.
do you think
Greg?
do you think that's the reason why they traded him?
Someone
Like,
had to go.
do you think
Someone had
Dubas-
to go to send a message to the other younger guys.
Well, no, it wasn't just that. I mean, that was like that made like the decision easier, but it was the dollars, right? Like they've got younger players that are going to be more impact that they need to pay for, right?
Yeah, they're.
So
I mean, Toronto is already like fucking 15 or like 18 million over the cap with long-term injuries.
well, yeah, wait until the off season because if the cap's not moving for 2 years because of the pandemic, their whole what they've done the last 2 years signing guys, that's all based on the cap going up every year.
Yeah.
So like, see you later. Like it's got to be Nylander, like it's not Marner or Matthews.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Fucking pisses me.
I know,
because I know it's gonna
They
be him
can't-
too, and it's
they
like
can't trade Nylander. There's no way.
Yeah, they
No
could.
one will trade that. No one will take that.
What the fuck? Are you out of your mind?
Of
Someone
course
will
they
take-
will. That
someone will take that
$6.9 million for him is a bargain at this point.
He's only like, what is he, 6.8 or something like that?
Yeah, 6.9, and he's signed long term.
And he signed. Yeah,
How is that not a bargain?
that's a good deal. Like,
I don't know.
like I mean, fucking, what are you gonna like? Ryan Nugent Hopkins is 6. That's a great deal, but on his next deal, I bet you he's
I
looking
think
at 7.
Justin's like 4 deep on the Pink Whitney already. What do you mean that's not a good deal? 6.9 million for 6.9 million for Nylander. What are you talking about? Obviously, they couldn't trade 11 million for Marner, but he's more important to the team. Marner.
In my opinion, though, those are like, I mean, that's pretty high. I mean, the three guys like Tavares, Matthews, and Marner. What is that, like $30 million? $32
Yeah,
million?
but I mean, how do you not go after Tavares when that was all going down?
Oh no, you have to, like, because
You know what I mean?
like a couple
He's
of
going to
years.
retire as a Leaf. He's retiring as a Leaf.
Yeah, and like a few years before that, they missed out on Stamkos, and he was going to be the guy, like the hometown boy, right, that came home. And then when that didn't happen, now they got Tavares, and now he's the captain. And it kind of worked out, I think, because shit, the guy what was the picture of him at the fucking Maple Leafs betting and stuff?
I was just gonna say, like,
Yeah, that
when he
famous
retires,
picture.
does he get new like pajamas? Do they give him
Yeah,
new
that'll
fucking
be-
pajamas?
Yeah, when they retire his number at the ATC, that'll be one of the montage like pictures when they're playing Streets Have No Name or whatever. while they're showing all his Leaf highlights, that'll be the first picture they show.
It's totally the song they would fucking play too.
Hey, I've got a Tavares jersey. I bought it as soon as he signed here. I got a Tavares jersey, and I didn't put a letter on it until he became captain.
That's fucking. It's admirable.
Because
That's dedication, buddy. Dedication.
Not jumping the gun on that.
I got a good question for you, Greg.
No, because when I bought it, the guy at the store was like, just so you know, if he ever becomes captain,
This guy's
you
kind
are
of good.
allowed. He goes, you are entitled to all the patches of this player. So if you bring this jersey back, we'll put an A on it, we'll put a C on it, or whatever.
For free 99?
Yeah, for free, for free. And like I was like, oh, that's pretty sweet. So like he was assistant captain. I'm like, there's no way, like I don't care what everyone's saying. Like I don't think Austin Matthews is going to be the captain of the team. And then what did he do? He like pulled his pants down in front of a cop or something. And I was like, oh, guess I'm getting my C on my jersey. Yeah. And then as soon as he got the C, I went down to Sport Check and they were like, yeah, you just got to pay a $5 donation to like the Boys and Girl Club and we'll put the C on there for you, bud. And I was like, go for it, let's do it. Captain.
I actually think Austin Matthews will be gone before the other kids.
Really?
Say that again?
I actually think Austin Matthews is going to be traded or gone before the other kids.
Well, he only has
I could see him signing somewhere else.
He has a 5-year deal.
I know, but that's like
does he have a no trade clause? I'm not even sure if he has a no trade clause.
I don't even think he does.
I don't think so. But I mean,
let me fact check that real quick.
Hey, wait a minute. You're the fucking fact checker, man. Yeah. You're asking me these questions for. That's your fucking job.
John Tavares contract, $77 million.
What about and then Matthews? Yeah, because I think that if Matthews doesn't do that fucking get drunk and be a dumb shit fucking stunt in the summer, they probably smack the C on him.
You can't really do that right now in this
in
this pandemic. So I think most players, unless you're like,
well, that was all like last summer or whatever.
Yeah, but there was no people were free to do what
so
they
that's what I mean. So then Matthews does that dumb shit stuff in Arizona where he's Scottsdale or wherever, and he's fucking pulling his pants down. And then I think
hometown boy going bad.
Yeah, like you. Fuck you.
But cop.
So that whenever anyone,
he's young and rich. Why not say it to a cop?
Makes fucking $11 million a year.
If you're gonna do dumb shit, do dumb shit to yourself.
He kind of did.
He's fucking super rich though. It's hard to
Okay, boys.
There it is.
Full no movement, no trade clause. They can't even send him down to bury the salary.
Oh wow.
For Tavares?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wow.
What about Matthews?
Matt does Austin.
I
You start typing, does Austin, right away it comes up, does Austin Matthews have COVID? Does Austin Matthews have a girlfriend? Hold on.
One yes, one no. You figure it out.
Yeah.
That fucking mustache, I'd be more inclined to believe that he has COVID than a fucking girlfriend.
Yeah, fucking right, eh?
That he looks like a conquistador. That fucking.
What is it with like? I mean, it has nothing to do with.
Okay, so Matthews only has a no move in the final year.
So right now he's movable.
Yeah,
they're not gonna.
But why would you move? Like that would never happen.
No.
He's gonna score fucking 40 goals every single year. Why the fuck would you get rid of him?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's one of those guys that everyone talks about. Like he's gonna be like a 40 goal scorer, like for the good part of his career. I think, at least until he maybe early 30s. But like, he's not gonna be like 700 career goals or anything like that. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. Like if he scores at the pace that he is doing, I mean, shit, he could hit 50.
He doesn't use his body properly. That's his problem. He could end up being like if you know who he reminds me of? Eric Lindros.
So he's got what, 4 more years and then he's retired?
But he doesn't play like Eric Lindros. I'm just like, that's what I mean. Like he doesn't use his size.
Yeah, no, but like,
And I'm not saying he needs to go out there and be like hitting guys open ice, like, you know what I mean, or like, but he doesn't push people off the puck like he could.
Man, he's still young though. He's like 21 years old or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like he's only going to get better.
Wait till the guy gets his man strength. And I know that sounds misogynistic, but just I don't mean it like that. I mean like wait till he gets his grown up.
Yeah,
wait till he gets his man strength.
He's not completely
28, 29.
And look at him too. Like he's been playing with men since he was like 18, right? Like he was playing in Europe.
No.
Yeah, he did. Didn't he play like for Mark Crawford over there?
Yeah, he played for Mark Crawford. Then he was on like Team USA over here, right?
Yeah.
As a junior.
Yeah, and then he scores fucking 4 goals in his debut. And I mean, I
watch that all the time when I'm bored. That and Doug Gilmour's number going up to the top. Those are my two. Like I'm having a couple of beers and I want to get a little misty about the old Leaf memories. Those are the two I go to.
Hey, if you're ever looking to, you want to change it up a little bit, and you're looking for something that'll just put you on cloud nine, raise your mood up. Look up Ryan Kessler crying when he loses the Stanley Cup. It's the best thing.
That's a great video.
I'm being honest. You know what another moving one is Ryan Smith's last game at Edmonton.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
It was in Vancouver, right?
Yeah,
it was. Or no, it was in Vancouver, and then the Canucks came back out on the ice, right?
Yeah, Henrik and Daniel led the whole team.
Led the team out, and then the whole his parents were up in the crowd bawling, you know what I mean? He can't control himself. I love those moments in hockey. Good job, bud.
Yeah, that's good sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did that for Gimlet too, and they did that a bunch for the Sedins in different cities as well.
The Sedins had a farewell tour,
Well, they kind of announced it a year earlier that they were going to retire.
You know what? I remember when. Remember when Timo
those are
Solani,
players that are beloved.
Sorry, Greg. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, those are not every player gets that. Even hot, superstar players. There's good players that are also beloved by everyone in the league.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because of their sportsmanship, how they play, how they treat others.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of those, a lot of players in the league that really appreciate those blue collar kind of guys, or and the guys that are gentlemen of the game, or the guys that are highly skilled. But a lot of those blue collar guys like Ryan Smith, a lot of players have respect for it. And especially
he did it all.
Yeah, he won how many golds in the Worlds with Team Canada? He won an Olympic gold.
Juniors, Worlds, Olympics. Wasn't he on the Edmonton team that went to the finals and lost?
Yeah, he was.
Yep.
He scored a couple of really Ryan Smith fucking, they went in off his fucking ass or his nose or some shit. And went out, broke fucking 3 teeth to get the puck in the net.
Yeah.
Ryan
he's
Smith
he's one of those he's definitely one of those blue collar lunch pail grinders. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Captain Canada.
in that playoffs where the Oilers went there, I think Pronger took, and I mean it's fucking Chris Pronger. He took a shot and it missed the net, hit fucking Smith in the teeth, knocked 6 chiclets out or something like that.
That happened to Sean Horkoff.
It happened to Smith.
I think Sean Horkoff had his teeth knocked out that series too.
Probably. But yeah, it happened to Smith. He fucking got all his teeth knocked out. He fucking goes into the hallway, doesn't even go to the room. He just goes in the hallway. They fucking yank whatever's left, stitch him up, and he didn't even miss a shift.
Yeah.
The guy was a fucking animal.
Good old Canadian boy.
Yeah.
For nobody who can see, Tyson just wet
game,
himself.
Not a soccer game, right? Oh yeah, that's right. We're watching hockey, not European soccer.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah, he's getting stitched up in the fucking hallway. Didn't miss a shift.
A little local anesthetic. I'm we'll talk to you after the game. We'll get you stitched up proper after the game. Here's some glue.
Yeah.
Go back out.
Or Patrice Bergeron a few years back. He's he's looking a little slow this game. Later you find out he's got a fucking broken leg and he's been playing on it. You're like, what the fuck is wrong with him?
Some of the injuries you hear about at the end of the playoffs where guys are playing with, Eric can relate. He had cracked ribs. He's just a civilian. You know what I mean? He's just this is brutal. Yeah, no, I'm going to have 3 cracked ribs and playing an NHL hockey game in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And no one would know about it.
Yeah, and he's getting hit in the corner. You're every time he's fuck.
You see that too a lot in baseball too. You see, the playoffs will end and, all of a sudden, this guy's getting surgery, that guy's getting surgery. They're playing with broken toes, fucking sprained, fucking this and that, and I identify with these super athletes with my,
You're still podding with fucked up ribs, so there you go.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I didn't miss a shift.
Yeah.
I'm the not so bionic man.
My brother's the real hero
for 4 years.
Heroes don't wear capes. they podcast with broken ribs.
Yeah, they wear Wheels Blues podcast merchandise.
Yeah,
that's right.
Frontline podcaster.
So if you want to be a hero, listeners,
you're talking to the guy that has broken ribs when there's another guy on this podcast in a wheelchair, but he's the hero.
Yeah, but you've been like that forever, though. So
you've had broken ribs for a decade. I think
I've had broken ribs for just over a calendar year.
It feels like it's been years.
I know. I can feel that shit. You can't feel your shit.
I feel it in my soul.
Yeah.
My soul
Can
feels it every
can
time.
someone stab Justin in the leg with a butter knife and make sure he's still legit paralyzed?
Haven't you heard the stories about how like Daniels and Goose used to like feel up my leg when we were watching wrestling and I wouldn't notice, and they'd go up higher until I noticed. It was weird, dude. It was weird.
I remember the first time I saw your fucking leg move, and I thought I was witnessing like a fucking modern like medical miracle.
Yeah, it's about to go down.
I was like, holy shit,
Justin
your
stands
leg. He just stands up and walks out. He's like, I fucking hate you guys.
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to take a piss standing up. I'll be right back, boys.
Does the Vince McMahon, Conor McGregor walk? Fucking.
Yeah, he struts in the bathroom.
Oh, man.
I feel like Justin would strut everywhere at that point.
Fuck yeah! It's
You know,
been
the
years
first time
since I walked.
He would strut. He wouldn't walk anywhere. He'd be like,
Probably fucking trip and fall. Put himself.
He's strutting everywhere, and then he would start taking cabs everywhere like everyone else in the world.
yeah. Like later, he's like, I don't
Even though he
want
hasn't walked in like 25 years, like, fuck walking. Like,
Yeah.
now I know why you guys cab it everywhere.
walk.
Oh, there's like 100 cab companies in this town, so you gotta support local business, right?
You know, I was saying to Eric the other day, I said, you know, I remember the first time I came to Jasper, and he's like, and it's become kind of a tradition when I visit where like somehow we end up at Justin's for like a pay-per-view or like a Monday Night Raw or whatever. He's like, yeah, we're gonna go over to my buddy's house, Justin. We're gonna watch the pay-per-view. And I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, yeah, he's in a wheelchair, eh? And I'm like, all right. You know what I mean? We get over there.
Just trying to
like,
soften the blow.
What does that mean? Yeah, like don't, you know, he doesn't like,
Don't stare at him.
yeah. So we don't stare at him. So we get over there, and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on? You know, nice to meet you, and you know, like this." And you know, Eric's like, "Yeah, Wheels, this is my brother." And I'm like, "Oh, you know what I mean?" And I was like, "Wheels, what the fuck, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, you know, he's in a wheelchair. You know, he's in a wheelchair." And I'm like, "All right." It was just so weird to me. I was like, "Wow," because I always go by what I'm introduced to someone as. You know what I mean? Like if you're James when you are introduced to me, then you're James forever. You're not Jim or Jimmy later on, even if others call you that. So it was like, no, it's Justin. Hey, man.
So real talk. How long before you knew my actual name, Greg?
No, I knew right away it was Justin.
Weren't you guys like Facebook friends? I think you guys were like Facebook.
No,
friends.
We are now, but I mean, after that trip, I became Facebook friends with all the Sid and Justin, like Chad, Spawn, all those people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't until he came here that I think we all kind of, because I know for me, I don't want to like just add people on Facebook randomly.
I do that.
Yeah,
I'm always looking for new friends.
That's fair.
Well, on that first visit, people kept thinking I was my brother.
That's fair.
Like, oh, Eric, what a nice beard you
I
have.
had people turning me around in the whistle stop and like, "Oh, you're not Eric," and I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm his brother." And like, "Yeah, I could tell."
You guys aren't even twins. That's funny. That's hilarious.
We don't
So
look
I'm
that
3
much
years
alike.
up on him.
We don't fucking look that much
Don't
alike.
actually look. No, I know. I'm aware. Yeah.
Well, a lot of people seem to think that we fucking do.
That's fair.
We never did, but yeah, I think there are some resemblances, but yeah.
I think the first time I actually met you in the flesh, Greg, was like when you came up for that Beatles show at the Legion.
Yeah, exactly. It was. That's the only time. I think you followed me. Like we were Twitter friends
Yeah.
unknowingly, and then like we met at that Beatles show, which was like the best night ever. The whole
That was
town
a
was
good
in
night.
the Legion, rocking out hammered to this band that couldn't speak a lick of English until they were singing
Yeah.
Beatles songs.
Los
Right, and
Beatles.
Yeah. And then we're leaving, like we chatted for a couple minutes after the show, right? And then we're leaving. My brother's like, "You know that's that Oilers Blues guy, right?" I was like, "Oh, that's the dude?"
What an asshole.
I was following him on that Twitter for so long, and I thought, who did I think it was? I thought maybe it was like someone who knew like Matt or something.
Yeah.
Which it turns out it was. And I'm like, oh, this fucking guy's like super angry. Then I kept seeing like Justin would always be tweeting at him, and I'm like, how do you know this guy? Who the fuck is it? And you're like, it's Tyson. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
He's so angry.
Fucking yelling all the time at the Oilers.
I gotta say, those 4 months where you were not Oilers Blues and you were tin can was nice, but I kind of miss the Oilers Blues rage.
Okay, he's coming back.
I
it's
know,
back.
It's both definitely coming back.
It's
All I
back.
can do to keep up with Tyson on Twitter. I mean, because ever since you guys started the pod, like I turned all of you on to notifications.
Yeah.
So like when I not like they don't pop up on my phone, but like when I go into Twitter, like it'll be like you have an alert. You know what I mean? And it's always you guys.
Yep.
And it's just this guy like UCP fucking burn it down, you know, like and like, you know, Edmonton, you know, like, you know, the oil, whatever. Like
Yeah.
it's like I'm like, okay, Tyson. Sometimes Eric retweets something about wrestling. The other day Justin retweeted some fucking wood nymph like nudie chick. So I was like, all right, I think I ended up following her. Some kind of like BC like nature lovers that like
I know who that is.
flashes her tits all the time.
Yeah, no, I know who that
That's
is.
not.
Fuck. Why am I not following this girl?
Oh,
It's
well,
Christy-
you don't
it's
want to follow her.
It's
It's a veritable force.
it's fine. She's a nice girl.
She's a nice girl. She's
a
a very nice girl.
she's a
She's a
very
very
nice
nice girl. You have a family.
She
dude.
just
You can't
likes
be
attention.
seen.
She likes attention. Her family knows. Come on.
You do that? Oh,
I'm
well,
just
you know,
serious.
hey,
I
more
looked at
power
that
to her.
picture and I
She
was
is a
like,
really
what's
nice
going
girl.
on?
We were friends.
Wait a second. Is this a local girl?
She was.
She was a local girl.
I don't know. Is she from here?
You've never met.
No, I met her. I'm
Yeah.
just saying. Was she
Let's not
born
have
here?
any-
No, she wasn't born here. No, she moved here. She's from Ontario.
Huh.
Oh, really? Well, good Ontario.
All
girl.
the good
Yeah,
ones
it's a
come
good
from
old
Ontario.
Ontario girl.
That's right. They all
That's-
come from Ontario.
They do
That's
all
right.
come from Ontario. That's very true.
Ontarians and Filipinos are the backbone of this town.
Fucking on the way here, Derek, we're walking down here, and he's like, fucking look at this. Fucking Ontario license plate. These fuckers drove all the way here.
It's different now. It's pandemic. Don't fucking drive here. As awesome as you are, hello and welcome, but fuck off at the same time.
Like, whoa, Daniel. Aren't you from Ontario?
Yeah, but I'm here now. I'm not over there.
Yeah, we're not driving to Ontario.
Fucking
Fuck that place.
douchebags.
Stay the fuck home.
Yeah. Mask up.
Yo.
Mask up.
Oh yeah,
is right.
that too. Yeah, if you're gonna come here, put a fucking mask on.
Just want to have a little disclaimer here that the Wheels Blues Podcast store does sell Wheels Blues Podcast masks.
That's very true. We do.
Get on top of that.
Yep. So you can buy them. If you don't have a mask at home, you're like, fuck. If
That
I
should
had a
be our
mask,
next,
I'd...
the next time we do a contest. That should be the prize. Is a
That
fucking
should be.
mask.
I did
Fuck
kind of
yeah.
think about that. Yeah.
But,
Wait,
but that's
you
it
know what?
for, you know.
I just want to point out that we did actually do 1,000 listeners giveaway. Yeah. And we did actually give away some shit.
Yep.
We did. What did we give away?
Like this last time.
Yeah, what was it?
We gave away a bath mat, a throw pillow, some stickers, and some T-shirts.
That's right, we did.
Yeah, big swag.
right, we
I
did.
like how we're saying this as the other guest who we gave just a
Hey,
shirt
he's
to
also
is
a
on the
contest
line.
winner.
He
got
is a
his
previous...
Hey, I'm a winner.
He's the
wearing
original.
my-
I'm a winner.
He is a winner.
Yeah,
but all
I'm
he
wearing this shirt
Nice.
right now. Like, you don't think I'm not wearing the shirt for the podcast?
I totally
There
think
you
you
go.
are. Daniel or Greg, can
Hey,
you
Greg-
text us that picture?
No, don't text it. Put it on Twitter.
Well, yeah, do that too.
Yeah, I'll put it on later.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome. Thanks,
Perfect.
You guys already have me in the shirt, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, from like when you first got it.
We can
Yeah.
never have
can never
enough
have
of you.
enough.
We can never have enough of you, buddy.
Local boy does good.
Local boy does good.
Boy does good.
World-renowned fact checker.
Yeah,
You know?
fact checker to the stars.
Everyone, everyone's favorite stickler.
Yeah. Oh fuck! You guys keep me on my toes. Oh my god.
Greg, well, you know, Daniels.
Sometimes I'm just like, you know what? Like, because you guys see, like, I do, like, I usually go hard for the first 40 minutes, and I'm like, I can't do it. Like, that's enough for this episode. Like, if I try to fucking tweet like, I'm not listening anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's
I'm
fair.
Googling shit the entire time. You guys drive me crazy.
We drive each other crazy. Don't worry.
Yeah, we drove one guy enough crazy. He's fucking not even here.
This is like
Yeah,
the second
it's-
podcast
it's
in
like-
3 weeks.
Yeah,
Fuck
it's
The
that.
third
But
podcast.
didn't he have a back problem? Wasn't that his problem? He's at home.
Yeah. And
whatever.
actually, this week he's gone to see his mom
Allegedly.
Oh, so there you go. That's
Allegedly.
fair.
in a faraway land. He's gone.
It's not fair.
Kudos to you guys for keeping the pod coming out on Mondays.
We don't fuck around.
No, we don't.
Yeah, that goes to Tyson all the way.
I do the YouTube.
On a fucking
Now.
Wednesday.
Now he did like 5 of them. Okay, there's 25.
Anyways, we should be focusing our arguments on the playoff picture.
That's what we should be arguing
Yeah,
about.
let's do it. Let's do
Shall we?
Not arguing about who does the YouTube or not.
it. Yeah, no, it's true.
Let's argue how badly Columbus is going to beat up on Toronto.
Man, I just don't know. I think
Oh
it's
my
gonna,
God, Eric. Let me open up the bracket.
Okay,
After the lead.
yeah. We
Hold on.
want to hear your picks. We've all given our picks last week. We want to hear what you think your picks are.
I mean, the Jackets are going to give the Leafs a run for their money. Like
They sure
anyone
are.
could win that. NHL playoff bracket.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting playoff. I feel so. This first round is a best of 5. Yeah, best of 5 or best
Yeah.
of 3.
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
it's a best of 5. So
The first name I saw was the Kraken. This is from like last week. I'm like Seattle Kraken. They
Yeah.
made
Hey,
it.
a quick aside, Greg. What do you think of the Seattle Kraken?
No, and you know what? I know Tyson came down on it, but I thought Sockeyes was a good name.
I just no,
Fucking, that's a fucking
that's a not
horrible
good.
fucking name.
I don't know what name
didn't
I
mind
don't.
it.
I mean, and I did read that had been a popular fan choice like 2 years ago when this whole thing started, and then Kraken came out of nowhere. I'm just like, aside from like Portland kind of being near the Pacific Ocean, like I feel like Sockeye has more to do with the team than like the Kraken as a mythical beast. You know what I mean? Like,
I just feel like if you're gonna name it the Sockeyes, you'd have to be familiar with the fact that like Seattle's kind of known for fish markets, right?
Yeah. There's a
but everyone knows where Seattle is.
Well, yeah. So you just figure like Pacific.
Isn't there a Kraken in the Pacific Ocean?
Oh, there's probably.
But I
many
think it's one of those
Kraken.
ones like it's just like if you know what if Jurassic Park hadn't come out right at the right same time as Toronto was getting a basketball team, then the fucking team wouldn't have been called the Raptors.
And it's amazing. It's an amazing name.
It's a great name.
Great
It's a
name.
great name.
I don't
and
think it's a great name.
You
It
don't
was a
like
great
the name?
and then no, I've never
You
liked
shorten
it.
it up to the Raps, like that's like it all works. It all works. The logos
No,
are great.
when they chose the Raptors, even at that time because I was more into basketball at that time, I thought that they should have gone with the Huskies.
Well,
They
It
have
sounds
like,
like so
I mean,
foofy though.
they have like so many farm teams in Ontario that are the Huskies. Like, isn't there like a
Like-
Toronto Huskies like B hockey team?
No, not that I know of.
I know.
There's no
dude,
B
positive-
hockey in Toronto. This is a Leaf town.
Oh, isn't that the B hockey?
That's why oh wow, wow. All right, guys, you're breaking up.
that's about all the time we have.
Fucking, I didn't know you had tunnels in your house, Greg.
Oh my god,
That was
You guys are the
that was my
best.
best comeback in like a week.
That
That
was
was
pretty
pretty
good.
it was.
That
And
was
isn't Justin from Ontario?
I was born in Edmonton, but yeah, I grew up in Toronto.
Wow. So there you go. I always knew you were one of the good ones.
I am one of the good ones. I know.
He's wearing a fucking Oilers hat right now. He's
Yeah,
not
he
one
is.
of the good ones.
I have 2 Leafs jerseys in my closet.
Go put your go put your outdated Tom Brady jersey on.
Yeah, fucking. He's never gonna be back to New England. New England's going in the shitter, man.
That's true. Half their team.
Didn't they
is
just sign a
opting
big time
out.
quarterback though?
Yeah, they picked up what's his face.
That's the guy.
Cam Newton.
Yeah, Cam Newton.
Guy, what's a
Cam
Superman?
Newton. Yeah.
Superman.
We'll see how Belichick does with his big time start.
Yeah, there we go.
True.
Yeah, quarterback.
Will be
that can
interesting.
move.
Will be interesting to see.
So
All right. So
first
playoff.
round. First round.
Okay, so Eric's gonna read you. He's got a list of the matchups for the qualifiers.
Yeah, I'm looking at an image
Are ya?
of all the brackets.
Okay,
All right.
so let's start. Let's just start with Toronto Columbus right off the bat. Who do you like? Who do
Yeah,
you
I
like?
go. I mean, oh man, it's so tough because it's one of those like, well, is this with my head and this with my heart? You know what I mean? Like,
I know how you feel. I know how you feel.
I think it's Leafs in 5
Wow.
because I think the Leafs are going to learn a big time lesson from what Columbus did to Tampa last year. And I honestly like. I think if Keith can get them, rolling, then there's just too much talent on Toronto.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody's gonna take Columbus lightly ever again.
No,
I think.
but again, it's like it's every playoff team. It comes down to a hot goalie. Like Carey Price could upset the Penguins on his own,
Yeah, that's true.
even though Montreal's garbage. You know what I mean? Like,
Freddie Anderson is, I would say, one of the better under pressure goalies.
yeah, but he's also turning into like a big 50-50 guy, like coin flip guy.
So we'll just bear in mind that I haven't watched a lot this season. And honestly, Toronto losing to that fucking whatever Zamboni driver feels like it happened in the fucking 80s.
You know who it
to
is.
me right
You know
now.
who it is.
I don't know his name, and nobody fucking remembers his name.
David Ayers.
Yeah, you looked that up. You looked it up and have it written down somewhere.
Is that a David Ayers tattoo on your fucking arm?
He's probably got a jersey. David Ayers fucking limited jersey. Anyways, so Toronto 5.
Toronto 5.
Toronto in 5, yeah.
That's what the old fact checker thinks, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm going for and we have to keep this like, well, maybe we revisit it, and even if I don't come on the show after each round, Eric or someone can get in touch and text, and like, you know, we go like, okay, well, let's revisit it, and like, you know, we'll see how well we all do over the course of the playoffs here.
We could probably have you on a show like every round. We could do that probably.
Well, we'll see. I mean,
that can be
this is a big time out of my day, guys. Like, it's 9:30 in Toronto right now, boys. Like, I had to put the beers away for a couple hours while I was waiting for you guys to call.
Fucking
Tyson has it.
I didn't want to be
dude.
you. I didn't want to be you guys at the end of the show, at the beginning of the show for my first appearance.
Smart.
That's very
That's
smart. We appreciate that.
We'll take care of the disorderly conduct, that's for sure.
We appreciate the professionalism.
If you guys want the star, then you guys got to start earlier. That's how it's going to be.
All right, so next, Pittsburgh, Montreal.
Pittsburgh, Montreal, yeah, you go Pittsburgh. I'd say, like, just they walk right over them. What is it, 3 of 5, right? So 3 straight. It's like close games, maybe one blowout, but like, yeah.
Let's hope Maurice doesn't listen to the fucking show.
Yeah. Max Domi came back for nothing.
No, Maurice, that's Julien.
No, he's
That's
right.
my buddy, and his name. That's my buddy, and his name is Maurice.
Oh.
Like Morris Richard.
I thought you were talking about
And
Paul Maurice.
No. My buddy's real name. Like the first time I met him, I was like, "Let me see that birth certificate, there, guy." Because like his real name is more like we call him. It's like it was Morris, like the English version, but it's Maurice, like Richard, and like his nickname is Rocket.
Wow.
Of course it is.
There you go. And he loves the hat.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
All right, so Carolina, New York, Rangers.
Oh wow! You know, I feel like that's a 5-game series, and I think Carolina comes out on top in that.
Yeah, I think you're 100%.
Yeah, I don't think New York's got a great future, but they ain't starting this year.
Artemi Panarin, buddy. He's apparently the best Hart Trophy player in the NHL.
Yeah, well, we'll find out.
Yeah, we certainly will.
We won't find out because it's Leon Draisaitl and then Connor McDavid.
Let's get into that because I want to ask Greg that question, who he's got for the Hart. But after,
Yeah, let's round out the East here with Strong Island versus Florida.
Nice pull.
Sorry, who are we going to? Florida. Oh, that's the Islanders.
Yeah, 100%.
They've got a tight team. Like Lamoriello turned that around quick,
Yeah, I wonder where the disconnect is when he was in Toronto.
just like he did in Toronto. Yeah, no, he did. Like, come on, give me a break. Toronto went from like landing the number 1 pick to like being a playoff team in 1 year based on draft.
But like I said, I believe
and culture.
the window is closing though.
For Toronto already?
Yeah, dude,
well, the only reason the window would be closing.
Put it this way.
It's not
Did you guys hear? Did you guys hear Dave Boland on Spit and Chicklets the other couple weeks ago? You guys listen to that one?
Probably, but I don't remember.
Tyson would probably.
So there was a quick part of the show where they were like, "What was it like playing for Randy Carlyle?" And it was like, you know what the best part of that was him and Phil Kessel, and he described a scene where he was like, Randy'd be like at practice like, "All right, we're skating, boys," and then Phil Kessel's like, "I'm not fucking skating, Randy." You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, guy, like, as soon as Lamoriello and Shanahan came here, you think there's anyone on the fucking Leafs that are telling the coach that they're not fucking bag skating?
Dude, you're not even allowed to grow a beard with Lamoriello around.
Oh yeah, he's like the Yankees of the NHL, right? But
It's like, no beards.
that, like, yeah, I mean, like Lamoriello, like he brought in a great coach, and they made a couple of changes, and they got rid of the poison, and then look what happens. You have a team that wants to play.
I still miss Phil Kessel. Don't fucking hit me up on Twitter, anybody. I love Phil Kessel. I love him as much as I love Eric Lindros.
He puts the biscuit in the basket, baby, and he's got 2 Stanley Cups, right?
Yeah.
But he's also fucking out of shape. He's got a bad attitude, and that's why he gets traded.
Well, no, he has his demons. That's for sure. But
yeah,
I like score. If I can pull like a Donald Trump, I like winners. All right.
Yeah. Coffee for closers. And so are hot dogs, right, Billy?
You know what? If I was an NHL GM or like an any sport GM, I think I would like power trip the fuck like the same way. And I'd be like, you know what? Fucking only Amish beards allowed. And then when I'd be like, and I'm like, that's just a fucking culture I'm building. So fuck.
Eric's the guy when everyone's drafting their fantasy team when they're playing like an online EA. You know what I mean? Like they're playing a season. He's like, fucking first pick overall, Phil Kessel, and it's like not Brodeur, not McDavid,
nope.
not Crosby.
Pass
no,
on
Phil
all
the
that.
Thrill.
Nope.
He scores more goals than Crosby every year.
You're making me sound like I'm fucking Tucker Carlson.
Yeah,
I'll pick winners.
Yeah, I'm saying all these things while I'm staring at the camera's black jaw like Tucker does when he like. Blasting someone on. Oh, I'm the idiot.
Yeah. All right, so coming out west to the Edmonton hub, Edmonton, Chicago, right off the bat.
Let's get to it.
Oh, this is so tough because I don't want to alienate Tyson because
it's okay, man. I'm not.
I don't want to alienate Tyson. No, you know what? Like, let's be honest here. Remember the Toronto or remember that Edmonton Calgary game when all the fights happened?
Yeah.
And me and you were like, I was like trolling you on Twitter that night because I actually stayed up for the late game and watched it. And I was like, I think you started out by going like, I'm sick of watching Toronto on fucking Saturday night. Like, we got the game of the year fucking happening tonight, and it's starting at fucking 9:00 local time because Toronto had to play.
Yeah, I say that every time.
He does say it
right?
every time.
Because it's
and I was like, let me get on this guy, and then someone from my work started chiming in, and I was like, what the fuck are you? I was texting him like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, I don't know who that dude is, but you're getting under his skin.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's my brother's friend, and I'm doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
But like, he's a great guy.
Yeah, he's on board. He's cool with it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but honestly, like, this is a 5-gamer because Edmonton is so hot and cold, just like the Leafs. Where like they put a couple of games, and you're like, holy shit, and then it's like stinkers, like for a week.
Yeah,
and you're like, what the fuck are these guys doing?
Yeah, it does happen that way. And then the way the Oilers operate is if they aren't playing a fuck ton of hockey games, they don't really play that good. If they're playing, like if the Oilers have almost zero time off, they're fucking lights out. As soon as they start getting some time off, like an all-star break or something that kills their momentum.
Or a plague.
Yeah, or a plague. Like, man, but I mean, they won the first game against Calgary, and I was like, okay, well, Calgary kind of dominated that whole second period and a lot of the third period.
I checked for your tweets all night. I was very disappointed.
I was tweeting a bit.
I did not see any of your tweets.
I was tweeting a bit.
Fair enough.
You fucking were.
Did you have the word "fuck" muted on Twitter?
Yeah.
Because then you probably wouldn't have seen it.
Yeah. Sorry, Justin. He wasn't retweeting wood nymphs.
Yeah.
Flashing their titties and fernies.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, man. Should I include
No,
more
I think I take Edmonton in 5. Like, and probably like in like lots of overtimes in that series.
I think it's going to be that close too.
But holy shit, man! Chicago's full of veterans that have won.
They are, and they also have those good-looking rookies like Kirby Doc, and they've got like Boquist, or Boquist got traded, or no, he didn't get traded. Anyway,
and everyone's full of rest. That's the other key here. That like we're not going into the playoffs like we've just finished an 82-game season. Like these are all teams that have not played like real games for months. And like are all 100% healthy, and now you're talking about like who's got grit and who knows what it takes to win, and like who's too young and inexperienced, even though they're full of talent. Like that's the same thing that could happen to the league.
Yeah, And you know, like
Columbus could grind them out. Chicago could grind you guys out.
and then they also have like Chicago has there. I know they're talking like, oh, they're gonna miss Brent Seabrook, but I think that's addition by subtraction there. Like I think Chicago's better off. You know, they have Brent Seabrook in the lineup.
He's
Fucking
a
McDavid
good
just gonna be
veteran.
blowing.
Can you
by him.
imagine if like even 5 or 6 years ago, if we'd be talking about the Blackhawks and going like, yeah, fucking Brent Seabrook, fucking Olympic champion.
Yeah, you know, like
Yeah, addition by subtraction on the Blackhawks, boys, right?
yeah. I just like it's been that many years, you know.
Yeah,
Like, he's
they're
just-
an old team, but like,
He's-
you know,
he's not. He's slow. He's like 6 and whatever. He's a contract I don't fucking want. I don't think Chicago could give that fucking thing away.
someone will
buy it.
trade
Somebody
for
will
it like Toronto does, right? How many moves has Dubas made where he's traded for contracts that he knows he's going to injured reserve, right? That he can bring his cap down because he's got the money to pay for those big contracts that no one wants, right?
Yes.
Maybe
Yeah.
someone will do that with Seabrook, pay him not to play.
Just you wait, man. There's fucking talk that Pete Chiarelli might be a GM in Arizona. So fucking there you go. There's your fucking bad contract offload spot. He'll fucking pay good players for that shit.
Isn't he your GM right now?
No,
What happened to Chiarelli?
he fucking got fired ages ago.
Don't you read his
Who?
Twitter? He's been
Who are we
yelling about
talking
that for 2 years.
Chiarelli.
You know what? It's because it's been so long.
Eric thought Chiarelli was the GM.
I thought Chiarelli was still the GM.
That's just because Tyson yells about Chiarelli still.
If it happened more than a year ago, then it happened like in the 40s.
The only time I've seen Edmonton fans worse than Toronto fans was when Ken Holland's been not even a full season in Edmonton, and like they're all like, "What the fuck is this guy doing? What the fuck is this guy doing?"
yeah,
That's
Cleaning
what
up
I
all
said.
the mess from he's cleaning up the mess from the last 10 years. You don't do it in a night.
Yeah, I know, but then he signs Nurse to like $5 million, and he signs Cassian to like fucking whatever $3 million.
90% of teams in the NHL.
Yeah, but
want
wait,
Darnell
wait.
Shit.
What was the Nurse deal? What was the Nurse
like
deal?
$5 million, 5.5 or
Over-
5.7, but it's 2 years
But
old.
those are bargain contracts right now,
It's
though.
just Nurse isn't
And
a bargain
he
at
needs
$5
bodies.
million.
He needs bodies until that team can start drafting properly, and not just like European forwards that are going first overall.
I know,
because
but
they had a
he's-
great.
He's RFA. Why the fuck are you signing him to $5 million? What's wrong with you? He's
I
not.
don't. I was. That's one of those guys where like just because of his track record in Detroit, like you got to give that guy the 5 years before you're like, you know what, Nurse was a fucking retard deal, and
Well-
so were all these other deals.
Yeah, but you could.
know what I mean? Like,
you could look at like the Jimmy Howard deal. You could look at like the fucking Abdelkader deal. Like you could look at a few deals in Detroit where at the ass end of Ken Holland's tenure in there, he was just fucking.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe it was because ownership was telling him to win. I don't know, but he was just hucking money around, like fucking overpaying everybody. And you're like, fuck. And I've learned like when Chiarelli got hired in Edmonton, I was like, fuck. I hope he learned his lesson about trading away good players for fuck all. And it turns out he didn't. So when Holland came, I'm like, fuck, I hope he learned his lesson about giving away money to fucking useless veterans.
and you know what? I was one of those guys when like didn't Chiarelli come in at the same time? What's the buddy's name? Is he still the president of the Oilers? The guy that's the president of Hockey Canada?
Oh,
Bob Nicholson, I think.
yeah,
so.
it was
Bob
about the
Nicholson.
same time. Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is going on in Edmonton? Like now they've got some management. Like they're going to do some damage. You know what I mean? And then it was like just like same thing as Toronto.
Wait.
Like, what are you guys doing?
It was like this.
Oh,
That's what it was
you guys
like.
got to use more of that. I love that.
That's what it was like. You're like, Chiarelli shows up, he starts talking. You don't have to be a big guy to play heavy hockey, and blah, blah, hard on pucks in the corners and all this shit. And you're like, yeah, this sounds pretty good, man. And then, you know, you're like, what the fuck? I mean, he's the only guy on earth that lost a Ryan Strome trade fucking 2 times in a row.
Yeah. Hey, let's build a new arena for a team that's in last place every year with #1 overall picks.
Oh, fuck.
Well, wasn't that Katz fucking trying to like threaten to move the fucking team to Seattle?
Yeah, it was.
Like he was going having meetings and shit and
Yeah, he actually went to Seattle. and
yeah,
had meetings
I
there.
remember that front page fucking news.
Yeah,
out
he was like,
here.
well, then he said, and he did that fucking bullshit apology. Oh, so sorry.
He's a fucking weirdo.
Fuck. I'm so sorry. Please give me your tax dollars to build a fucking arena.
Hey, maybe Alberta should use some of those oil profits to pitch in.
What oil profits?
No, the UCP is
Oh,
gonna
that's
just fucking
right.
eat
I
that
forgot.
shit up.
Yeah, what
All
oil
those
profits?
boom years, they didn't bank any of it, and you guys don't have tax out there, so no wonder there's no money for anything.
And
All
also,
right.
and also, according to the UCP, it's the NDP's fault though that they didn't save
Yeah.
any. That the UCP government that was in power in Alberta for fucking decades didn't save shit.
Yeah, how's that
That's
fucking?
that's the NDP's fault.
How's that
I love-
fucking?
I love-
No,
I love
wait,
this.
no, wait. How's your fucking buck of beer going for you there, fucking buddy?
You know what though? Like one thing I will say about Doug Ford is he's been really good during the pandemic. Like he's been talking about how great it's been to work with because I'm all about policy. I'm not about like the nonsense. You know what I mean? Like bring good policy and spend money on things that I appreciate. You know what I mean? That's what makes it, not your rhetoric and like, this and that. Like he came out and he's like, I'm talking to Krista Friedland, who's the deputy prime minister, and she's the point person for the pandemic response, like to the provinces. And it's a joy working with her. She has great ideas. She does blah, 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 blah. And it's like, this is Doug Ford saying this.
Yeah.
And Doug,
You know what I mean? And he listens to the medical people, like the medical ministry and like all those people. And it's like, that's all you need. It's like, okay, once all this is over, he's going to go back to being a Ford. You know what I mean? And then that's where I'm like, this is my stop. Like, thanks, bud. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want cuts to things that you want to cut. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and sometimes you need to spend money to make money. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what a lot of people don't get. It's like, oh, stop spending money overseas. And it's like, if you spend 10 money overseas, you could save $100 million on welfare or immigration costs or like paying people unemployment. You know what I mean? Like, people have a better life where they are. They don't need to come home. They don't need to come here. It's like, you try to tell us people, it's like, oh my God, buddy, like, what are you talking about? Like, oh my God.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like,
speaking of policy, do you feel the Nashville Predators policy of playing hockey is
something
greater
the
than
Coyotes.
better than the Yotes or what?
Yeah, Nashville walks all over the Coyotes. I don't even care if Paul Bissonnette's involved with the team.
Do they walk all over them like Doug Ford walks all over his political enemies?
Yeah, walks all over,
you know what? There's one thing to say about that, and that is that Doug Ford, like Jason Kenney, is making Doug Ford look really good.
It's very
You know,
true.
it's kind of like we're in Alberta. We're like, fuck, I wish Doug Ford was fucking premier. And then that's how low the bar is in Alberta right now.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's
bad.
like, fuck, I wish Doug Ford was the fucking premier.
You guys are in a weird spot too because you're like an out of the way town. Like things are more expensive there to start with. But like,
and dude, and everybody here, like there was fucking NDP signs up everywhere. And when I was, at the election time, and I went, holy fuck, everyone's voting NDP around here. There were signs all over the fucking place. And
as an outsider, you guys had what 25 conservative governments in a row.
Yeah, it was obscene. There was a lot.
Yeah, but 4 years of the NDP did this to us.
Yeah, that's what did it. Yeah, and then but they were gonna vote NDP again. All these signs, and then I'm like, fucking right on. Like I'm gonna vote NDP. I got $25 a day daycare from the NDP government. They save me like a fucking $1,000 a month every single month. This is fucking amazing. I'm voting the NDP, and then the fucking whole town was orange. I'm like, oh, this is great. Yeah, well, the rest of redneck Alberta took care of that.
They did.
Yeah, because they spend too much time on Facebook reading memes instead of
it was obscene,
and the
like,
rebel, what's it called?
The rebel media and all that. Yeah, the fucking
rebel media and all those things.
Yeah,
instead of like,
they're trying to take your job. They're trying to take your homes.
How
They're trying to
dare they-
take your
Why don't-
freedom.
yeah, watch like I talk to a lot of people that like. There's a great show on CBC called Politics and Power and Politics. I think it's called, and it's this chick that hosts it, and it's like she gives both barrels to everybody, eh? Like there should be a drinking game called when she goes, with all due respect, Minister, with all due respect, Mister. You know what I mean? Like she takes it to everybody, and it's like, and she'll be right up front and be like, let's be honest here, that's not exactly like she'll fact check people live and all this, and it's like a right down the middle reporting. She has leaders from both parties, MPs from both parties. Then she has her round table with like Toronto Sun or National Post, and then she's got her Toronto Star. She got someone from Quebec. They all have, but it's like they're talking about. They're not giving their opinions. They're talking about what's happening, which is what people have stopped doing in this country. Is there's columnists and there's reporters. Reporters talk about what happened today, and columnists give their opinion about what happened today.
Yep, I agree with that. There's way too many columnists in the news now as opposed to
And
reporters.
everyone talks about the fake news Toronto Star like they're the New York Times. It's like, if you're only reading the opinion page or the op-ed page in the Toronto Star, then you're not reading the paper.
Yeah, very true.
And there's a reason why they're the most read newspaper in the country. It's because they have the best reporters.
I'm sure like every paper has, like, I'm sure there's good people in the Sun and the Journal. Like the Edmonton Journal has probably got good reporters too, but yeah, it's all
Last
fucking
summer when
advertising and nonsense.
Last summer when I was in Jasper, I was walking down the street I did like a walk around, and you know where you're kind of curving away from like downtown where like the Montanas is, I guess now.
Yep.
And like the train tracks are all there and everything. There's like a gas station, like a diner or restaurant out that way, like
Yes.
Petro Canada.
The bright
You're walking on
spot.
the sidewalk there on the train track side of the road, and like there's this couple of big dumpsters, and there's like a Toronto Sun box or an Edmonton Sun box like right next to the dumpster. I'm like, perfect spot for it. Took a picture of it and put it on Instagram.
Nice.
You know what? That fucking thing is still there.
Yeah. Like, who puts a newspaper box right next to a dumpster? But it's the perfect spot for the Edmonton Sun.
But they have the Sunshine Girl.
Say what you will about the Sunshine Girl and how it's like a, Eric.
Well, even the Brits do that. Like, they have cities in their
Yeah,
newspapers.
you know what? Like, you say what you will about the Sunshine Girl, and there's going to be people that are like, "Oh, you should take that out," and all this. And like, I don't know. When I was a teenager, that was awesome reading the paper.
Back in the day, they used to have the Sunshine Girl, and then they had the Sunshine Boy.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that
in the
too.
middle.
Which
what
then
happened
got
in
moved,
the
which was in the middle
Yeah.
and black and white, and then the back page is like a full color.
And the Sunshine Girl was the first page. Like, you open the first page, and the Sunshine Girl was front and center on like the. On page, I guess 3, if you were talking about page 1 being the cover.
Yeah.
And then, but now it's like back page, right?
I think it's the back of the sports section.
Yeah, it's back of the sports section. Now you know where to look for it. Because usually when I'm in the Edmonton Sun, I'm like, I'm gonna go to the back of the fucking sports,
the
and then I go either like meh, or I go, oh fuck, and then I go back and I read about the Oilers
I
after that.
think Toronto and Edmonton have their Sunshine Girl in different spots. Though.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, in
But
Edmonton,
kudos on Sun, like on the Post, whatever they are, the Post Media Network, the Sun Network. Like, they do have a great sports page.
They do have a great sports.
They do.
I like reading the Sun way better than the Journal, and I know you don't know what I'm talking about, Greg, but the Edmonton Journal is just this fucking pain in the ass to read.
That's your other
It's like
daily.
fucking 4 feet long.
The
It's-
Edmonton Journal is the Toronto Star.
It is.
There you
yeah.
go.
Oh, so it's like it folds in half.
Yeah,
like,
it's,
upside down
it's
instead
a
of, like-
traditional newspaper.
Yeah, it's fucking really
Yeah,
annoying
and
to
that's,
read.
I hate that too. And I hate where, like, does it do like the whole, like, you start reading like the front page article and it's like continued on E5.
Yeah, and you're
Yes.
like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? Yeah, can't we just have an article like
I
on one
threw
page?
E5 away when I walked in the fucking house.
No,
Like,
it's more like E5. I'm on the subway, and this was on the seat when I got here.
Yeah,
yeah, I
for
love
those
the
that
Sun.
still read print newspapers.
I love
I'll
the
never
Sun.
know what
man.
happened to that kidnapped victim.
yeah, I'll never know. I'll never know
Fuck.
what happened in that murder.
Yeah, I couldn't get to E5. Couldn't get there.
You have to bypass the funnies, and then I get distracted by Sherman's
Yeah.
Lagoon, and again,
Yeah.
Anyways, speaking of,
All right, so what? Edmonton? No, we're on what?
yeah, I was gonna say.
Minnesota?
Speaking of the funny pages, we're talking about Arizona and Nashville.
Oh yeah, I think you picked Arizona, or I mean Nashville.
Yeah, I went Nashville. Like, that's
Nashville.
going to be a walk. Like,
Yeah.
3 games. Maybe Arizona wins like their home game. You know what I mean? Like, tight game, but Arizona just bullies them everywhere.
All right, and then we got Minnesota versus the Vancouver Canucks.
You know what I love in this series is the inexperience of Vancouver and the cockiness. And I think that that's another series that, like, Vancouver wins their home game, but Minnesota, like, embarrasses them.
Yeah, I think people are sleeping on Minnesota. Like it's
They're one of those teams that's always kind of there, and they've had remember, like 5, 6, 7 years ago, like weren't they like the big time powerhouse out there, like Nashville is now?
Yeah, it was like kind of around like when like Parise and Suter were signing like 8 million year fucking $7,000
like that was supposed to be their
$100
over
deals.
the top signing or whatever.
Yeah. Like when they signed the equal.
So
deals
I
or
like
whatever.
Minnesota. I like Minnesota in that series.
So do I, but like Vancouver's got good lineup, but like I think you're right. They're young. They're like they're anointing Pettersson as like one of the greatest centers of all time. But the guy gets knocked on his ass every 4 seconds. Like he's fucking lighter than I am. I mean, you just got to put
That's saying something.
Yeah, he just got to put some pounds on and not get injured and knocked on his ass every 4 seconds. As soon because it's a different game in the regular season. Like in a regular season, a guy like Pettersson can flourish, but in the playoffs, he sure as fuck can't.
That's very true.
Well,
all right,
it's grinding time, boys.
Yeah, like it's a little bit of a different story. Like even McDavid has a hard time in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you
Put the whistles away, let's play some hockey.
yeah, like
boys.
so imagine fucking Pettersson trying to fucking struggle his way through fucking 6 guys holding him. And then the refs are going like, "It's fucking good play."
You know what you guys should watch? I've been watching them on YouTube. Like they've got those mic'd up videos.
Yeah.
And there's a whole run of them where it's just refs, eh?
Really?
And the way the refs talk to the players is friggin' hilarious. It is so funny, like the way that like where the players come, it's like, what are you doing out there? It's like, tell your buddy, like he's got to put his stick down because I'm calling that all night. Talk to you later, bud. You know what I mean? Like, and like that's what it is. You see the assistants skating off, and like, they're like, go away, no, or they'll talk about how great someone's playing tonight, or they'll be like, oh wow, you're welcome back. Like I heard you're injured. How are those wheels turning? Like they love the game just as much as the players do.
Yeah, except they're fucking wildly incompetent sometimes.
Sometimes.
Fuck. Like
in all fairness, a lot of hockey players are wildly incompetent too.
Oh, fuck. You know what? You know what drives me nuts is
Everything?
there was a graph. Yeah, a lot of things. There was a graph posted to Twitter that was like the ratio of penalties called that weren't offsetting minors that were just one side, and for to get power plays, and like they decline every year since like 05.
Wait, do it. I know the result of this chart. Is Edmonton the worst?
No. They every team in the whole league is charted, and like they just chart how many penalties have been called. And at the beginning of the year, it's like, and for reference, 2019, 2020 was like the lowest penalties from start to finish that have ever been recorded. And like they always decline like tenfold from the start of the year to the end of the year. And it doesn't even include playoffs. It's like by time February hits, the refs are just fucking changed the rules. The rules have just fucking changed. And that's what drives me a little bit crazy about the NHL.
Yeah.
Like basketball, like they call the fucking rule book all the fucking time. In the NHL,
No, they
it's like,
don't.
Yeah, no, the
Yes,
fucking
they
What are you talking about?
Officiating
You
is
think
terrible
LeBron
across
James
the board.
travels 20
The
times
NFL, the NFL, the MLB. God, how don't even get me started about the MLB and the
Oh
umpires.
yeah, that's another one.
And the
It's
NBA
like-
for sure. Oh yeah, the
NBA is a little more consistent, I think.
they're
No,
consistently
no.
fucking terrible from the
Like
NBA
from
that
the
I
NHL,
watch.
like from the NHL, like fucking
Yeah.
today,
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
goal. Tomorrow, that's goalie interference. It makes no sense.
veteran stars get all the fucking treatment,
And that
in
is
the NBA.
bullshit.
Well, it
Just
is
like
bullshit.
baseball.
That's
Look at the
hockey,
strike
too.
Zone look at the strike zone that Verlander gets compared to like some rookie. And if you're looking at the umpire like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, yeah. Eric, remember Field of Dreams? Remember
Yeah.
when the kid comes up in the game and
he
and the
says,
kid and Moonlight the kid is like, hey how about a warning to the pitcher who's thrown inside twice on him.
Yeah.
And the ump looks at him and goes, yeah, how about you don't get killed?
it's a great line. It's a great
You
fucking
know what I
line.
mean? Like,
But it's true. No, it's absolutely true.
That pisses me off that the veterans get the calls. Like, fuck off.
Fuck
that's pro
off.
sport.
It's not right,
Pro
but
sport.
yeah, like he says, that's the nature of the game. Like,
No, it isn't. Call the fucking rule book.
no,
And they make
no,
a rule
no,
book, and then it
no.
only applies to half the fucking players.
Get your bat out over the zone.
You know what
the
Tyson
ball.
sounds like
Yeah,
right now?
no.
Tyson sounds like some guy that just found a tooth fairy's not real.
Hey,
Like, what do you mean they don't? What do you mean they don't call the rule book? You're just
No,
realizing.
I
this
know they don't
watching
call.
the game.
But you know what? Like it's like look at that fucking. You know what pissed me off is that playoff series when Anaheim played Edmonton. There was like 2 games in a row, there was goaltender interference, like
I knew it was
blatant
coming.
goaltender interference that they called goaltender interference in the fucking regular season.
Hey,
But
you know
hey,
what?
that's
Coming-
not
Hey,
Ryan.
listen.
Ryan
No,
Kessler
no.
grabbed his fucking pad and moved it out of the way, and that was a
No,
good
I
goal.
agree. Listen, I agree 100%. But this is what we're going to agree on right here. Okay.
Okay.
You and I are going to come back together.
Yeah.
In 7 years.
Okay.
Right. And then
In 7
there's a
years?
night
7
where-
years.
Yeah. No, in 7 years. I'm throwing that number out there. So lucky 7.
I'm
Okay.
gonna be 42.
And we're gonna I'm gonna tweet you. I'm gonna stay up on a Saturday night for an Edmonton game on a Saturday night, and I'm gonna tweet you every time that Connor McDavid gets a call because he's a veteran.
Nah, it won't. I
Where-
don't,
Where even you would be like, even you watching the game are gonna be like, "Whoa, that was a penalty." 'Cause
Wayne
I do that all.
Gretzky.
No,
Wayne
I
fucking
do that all
Gretzky
the.
in
I do that all the
93.
time. Oh,
High
no,
stick.
yeah. Well,
High stick.
no, but no one saw that, and even and it's come out since that even Gilmore is like, no, he was following through.
Oh, I think Gilmore's
You know what I
a
mean?
nice guy because that's what he is. He's a
No.
nice guy.
McDavid.
No, Gilmore.
McDavid,
No. Gilmore said that he told that to Kerry Fraser at the time that he's like, no, he was following through. That wasn't a high stick.
You know what? McDavid gets hooked and fucking held and all this shit all the time because no one can keep up to him. And then the refs.
Yeah, and he'll get the calls in a few years.
Yeah, but
He'll get the
he
calls
should
in a
get the
few
calls now. The refs are like, "What would it be if you call it? It'd be 40 penalties a game."
No, but what I'm saying-
fucking
what I'm
call
saying
him. It's
is-
the fucking
No,
rules.
but what I'm saying is there's going to be plays where you see him do something, and even you're going to be like, "Whoa, McDavid should be fucking sitting for 2 for that one."
I don't.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't.
even
I don't want that. I want the calls now. Like I want the calls
But
when
I-
he's
I-
fucking 22. Like, and
Oh,
I
on a
don't want
Saturday night, ask my
preferential calls.
girlfriend.
I don't want
We're watching the
preferential
game.
calls. I want the fucking rule book calls. That's what I want.
I know
don't.
you do. I know you do. I know you do.
You saw my Twitter.
I see your Twitter. Trust me, I see your Twitter. What keeps me going?
I'm sorry, man.
makes us all feel better about how our lives are
Yeah,
going.
that there's someone out west that thinks like I do.
I was also going to
That I'm
say,
not
like,
related to.
I should have prepped you before the show and just told you, like, watch what you say because we do have to live with Tyson. He is actually my neighbor,
Yeah.
and
He
I don't
is.
want some.
Oh wow.
I don't want his kid to put like a flaming bag of shit like in front of my fucking
Wow.
door.
I have
So
a
I'm looking more. I said to my brother, I'm like, I'm looking forward to the next visit even more now that I know. You know what I mean? Now that I know you more, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like the next visit to Jasper might go down in the book.
I feel like the next visit to Jasper is never going to happen because we're never going to get out of this fucking pandemic.
Yeah.
I'm
Somehow
starting
we
to feel
have
that
to
way
top
too.
the. Justin was there that night. Somehow we have to top the. What was that? Remember that night, Eric? We had the barbecue, and I burned down the backyard with the burgers after we had the what was it? That bacon shit. That pork.
yeah,
What was it?
the pork
With
fat.
Greg and Jeff.
Yeah.
The pork fat.
Yeah.
That was the best trip I've ever had there.
Yeah, well, you just wait for the next one when we pass out in Wheels' this fucking house, and fucking after a podcast, I don't go home for 3 days.
Yeah.
Oh no! Well, and actually, that trip though, on the way home, Thomas got me sick like right before I left, and my ears didn't unplug from flying for like 3 days after I landed.
And a boy, Tom.
I was in friggin' agony. Oh my god, it was the worst. He was like, he had the sniffles one day, and then the next. Remember, Eric?
Yeah,
you were
I do.
Like, you and I were
I
like,
do.
we were dying.
If I had a nickel for every time that kid's gotten me fucking sick, and he's like the next day he's running around fine, and I'm fucking dying, I'd have
My
a
brother's in the
shitload of
living room,
nickels.
like he's like coughing, everything, like crushing darts, like it's going out of style. And I'm like, you're freaking dying, bud. And he's like, I'm like, maybe dial down the darts. He's like, yeah, well, you try living this. Yeah, I'm sick every 5 minutes because of this kid. You think I'm not going to smoke?
He's not wrong. Fuck. You're like a walking fucking plague
It's
factory.
a petri dish.
Fuck.
I'm sitting in the
Daniel's and
backyard,
Tyson
like,
are the only
dying.
immune people in this town.
I'm sitting in the backyard watching Netflix dying while my brother's inside crushing darts, like sounding like he's about to go to the hospital or something. It was the best.
It's got a hold of me, man. Anyways,
Then an
rounding-
elk walked by.
yeah, and then you finally saw an elk, and then all was
Yeah, that
right
was my
in the
first
world.
elk trip. That was the elk trip. It was the elk trip. And that's my profile picture on Twitter.
Yeah, that. I have a picture of you. I have a picture of you taking a picture of an elk, and then there's like a fucking tourist also taking a picture of the same elk.
Yeah, and it was like priceless. That was your like thing. Like Greg finally saw an elk. Priceless. All right, so what are we talking about, boys? Fucking Calgary and Winnipeg, right?
Calgary, Winnipeg, right another first round.
Don't hurt.
Wouldn't you love to see Paul Maurice giving a post-game press conference in round 2 of the playoffs?
Yes, I would. And not because I hate the fucking Flames, but, because
they're a young team.
I like Winnipeg.
I'd like to see any Maple Leaf fucking making a post-game conference.
Yeah.
Fuck Winnipeg.
Same exact scenarios as Chicago and Edmonton. You got a young team with great players playing against a team that has been like right there, that has grinders all over the place, that have been there and done that.
Yeah, but they haven't got it. Like, look at how Colorado smacked them around last year.
Do you think? Well, hold on. Do you
Which is a young team,
Do you think that the absence of Dustin Byfuglien has any kind of like weight on this?
That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah, it's
a
huge.
Little bit, but it's definitely huge. But Paul, I love Paul Maurice in Toronto. I thought he was a great coach.
He's a great coach.
And they've got every team in the West is full of grinders. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's totally different hockey out there than from the East. But I just think the seasoning that Winnipeg has might lead them over Calgary in 5 games. You know what I mean? Like, as much as what's his name? What's the kid that gets under everyone's skin all the time?
Tkachuk.
Yeah, like that kind of shit doesn't work in the playoffs.
Keith's kids.
Well, it's kind of like the only reason it might not work in the playoffs is like no, there's no fucking way the officials are gonna call anything because they're fucking pieces of shit.
Well, they gotta let him go. It's the playoffs.
Yeah. They're not gonna call it. So they better let him get his fucking head pounded in and learn a lesson.
Well, yeah, because it'll be one of those scrums after the whistle where someone from Winnipeg is gonna grab him around grab him from behind or whatever and give him a couple of little shots and be like
little taps,
smarten up, and then the refs will be, and we won't hear it, but they'll be like, "Hey, that's it, boys." Like, message sent. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And then maybe people will start going to the box if Tkachuk keeps up that kind of shit, knowing goalies.
Yeah, Tkachuk he'll fucking lay a knee on knee and then he'll hide behind the fucking linesman.
Yeah, he
fucking yell.
He's a shit disturber.
He'll chirp, but he'll hide. He'll just be like, make sure he's safe, and then he'll chirp. And then he'll lay another dirty hit, and then he'll chirp and hide behind an official.
But
that's what he does.
He'll fucking get his,
Well, not really, because the NHL protects those kind of guys.
Oh, he'll get his sooner or later.
No, because the NHL protects those guys, and they penalize the guys that grab him and beat the shit out of him. Like, look at Cassian. Tkachuk laid 2 dirty hits on Cassian, and Cassian had enough, so he beat the lever-loving fuck out of him while he turtled, and then Cassian got suspended. Tkachuk was fine. The fucking hits to the head, no problem. High hits, fucking hip check to the head, no problem. But, defend yourself or, take care of business on your own. Penalty.
The more
Suspension.
we have this conversation, I'm starting to see how it's different to say not calling shit or say giving Verlander a bigger strike zone is so different from hockey, like a hockey official.
It is way different. It is.
It's still, that's how fucking, what's a cross check today is legal tomorrow.
I'm sure that.
But don't forget,
that Mike Trout's strike zone is massive too. Like, he probably has way more leeway to
you want those stats padded for when he has to give his fucking
don't forget,
Zoom
though,
speech
baseball,
and fucking.
Baseball is a game of starts and stops. Right, and there's room for that kind of stuff where you talk about consistency in umpiring, right? In hockey, players are getting warned on the fly about what they're doing all the time. You know what I mean? And that's what I say. You got to watch those NHL those mic'd up videos.
I'm totally gonna watch it because I need to
with the referees because they're telling guys while they're playing you know what I mean, you can hear it sometimes even during the game when they're when they're in the corner and someone's trying to bury the puck to get a whistle or whatever, and you hear move it, let's go, boy. You know what I mean? The refs are doing that all during the game, and they're talking to guys about their sticks. They're talking to guys about being in the blue. They're talking about doing shit after the whistle.
Yeah,
and
but
I hope all the game is in motion. You know what I mean?
I understand that, but if the NHL, who puts out press releases and all this kind of bullshit about giving a fuck about head injuries and all this kind of stuff, if they really gave a fuck, they crack down on the dirty hits or instead of the fucking retaliation. Like, crack down on the initial fucking dirty play.
But isn't that more?
No, because if you crack down on the retaliation, you just encourage the dirty play because the dirty guy who's never getting his fucking head caved in is like, well, I can do this all fucking day long and I'm not going to get in any trouble.
But isn't that more of like you have to stand behind your employees? Like, so like instead of firing, a referee every time he, fucks something up.
No, I agree.
You have to stand behind your employees.
Yeah,
right?
but you put a fucking directive out. You're calling it like this. You're calling all this shit. If there's a headshot, if there's a dirty hit, you fucking call it, and you don't call the retaliation.
I guess we do have to take into account that there is probably lots of plays they don't actually see.
Yeah, well, there's one more ref now than there used to be before, like 2004. So, I mean, there's fucking 4 guys on the ice.
There's a lot.
It'll never be perfect. It'll never be perfect. And that's part of the beauty of sports, is that shit can turn on a dime, and sometimes it has nothing to do with the game as it's being played.
Especially hockey. Like, it's so fast. I mean, it's a lot easier to see things from a broadcast camera than probably it is on ice.
Yeah.
Maybe they should have officials watching the fucking broadcast.
It should all be done by a fucking,
get the guys
monitor,
get the officials off the ice blocking pucks. I mean, I can't say that. The official blocked the puck in 2010 and Crosby scored the Gordon goal, so I can't complain.
Is that how that happens? Yeah. See, he didn't even do that by himself. Everybody's like, oh, Crosby's amazing. He did 1 goal in that Olympics.
I've never said Crosby's amazing.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Crosby is amazing. He's got 3 Stanley Cups.
Ovi's better.
He's got 2 Olympic golds.
Ovi's better.
How many Olympic goals does Ovi have?
What the fuck are we talking about right now? Are you guys... Okay, wait. Whoa.
We went on a tangent.
Ovechkin is a great player, but let's be realistic here. Alexander Ovechkin is a great goal scorer. Sidney Crosby is a fucking great hockey player.
Ovi's got a Conn Smythe. Ovi's got a Hart Trophy. Ovi's got the gold medal.
Doesn't fucking Sidney Crosby have all those things?
Yes, he does.
And
but you know what?
You're talking to Mark Messier's biggest fan here.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Justin loves the runner-up.
Okay, he's not watching his fucking
loves the runner-up. Like, are you telling me that if you're drafting a team, your first pick when you can choose between Ovechkin and Crosby is fucking Alexander Ovechkin?
Yeah, I would take Ovechkin too, and I'll tell you why. Health. Crosby's had way too many concussions,
and that's a big factor.
And he still
we're talking about we can't talk about I'm not talking about starting a team today. I'm just talking about career-wise.
If you didn't have knowledge up to this point.
Absolutely, I would take Ovi. Yep.
Yeah, I would take Ovi too.
You fucking guys need to get your heads checked.
I agree.
Holy
That's fucking...
shit.
You're insane. Crosby has fucking 1,300 or 1,400 points or something.
He does, but again, it's not like Crosby wasn't playing all those games by himself. Crosby had a great team behind him.
Now who's the Messier fan?
No. I'm not debating someone's life.
Here we go.
Shut up down there.
Here we go.
I'll fucking hang up on you, sir.
Here we go.
No. Because it's not all said and done on their fucking careers yet. I would take Ovi. I like that he's a little bit stronger than Sidney Crosby. You don't have to worry about someone.
Tell he's a fucking asshole in life.
How do you know that Sidney Crosby isn't a fucking asshole?
What? I would much rather hang out with Alexander Ovechkin and fucking Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, I want to do cake stands on the Stanley Cup and the Bellagio fountain. I'll hang out with Ovechkin too.
Absolutely.
Oh
Not that you can't do that anymore because of pandemic.
Yeah.
No.
You're not even allowed to touch. You're not even allowed to touch the Stanley Cup.
This fucking pandemic is like the fucking who's on first bit of fucking 2020. It all just comes back to pandemic.
Yeah, it does. Oh, do it like this.
This is the first time that Tyson and I have been together, pod-wise, and I'd like to talk about Man of Steel a little bit.
I knew you were going to go here.
Okay, we will.
I knew you were going to go here.
Well, here. Well, hold on. Is Alexander Ovechkin Man of Steel? And Sidney Crosby, the Justice League, to you?
No, because this is what we're gonna do.
Yes,
This is gonna be like a debate. I would love for Tyson and I to have our moment on Superman here, and then we'll put it to bed.
Okay, we will.
And then Eric and Justin can kind of,
They can start their fucking Messier fan club, and then we'll be done.
I'm not starting any Messier fan club.
Oh, you're on the club now, buddy. You're on the club. Messier,
let me preface.
Okay.
Let me preface by saying that yes, Christopher Reeve will never be undone as the greatest Superman. Superman the movie, and you can call it like 1A, 1B, Superman 2, are like the bedrock of all superhero movies, and are watchable to those that like grew up with them today.
Yep.
And Man of Steel is a movie that tried to go in a different direction in a modern time. And this is what I would say to Man of Steel, okay? I love the movie. Ask my brother. I saw it like 6 times in theaters with like 6 different people. I saw it twice within 24 hours.
Nerd.
All right?
Super fan.
Super fan of that movie. And
Super fan of Superman.
Superman of Superman. And it had its problems. And I agree with Tyson on many things in the movie, but overall, I think when you take the movie for what it is and what it was trying to do, even the parts that me was like, okay, like still kind of had its place in that narrative. Like, I know one of your problems is like the death of Jonathan Kent, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I 100% agree. I love the heart attack because it's something that someone with superpowers like Clark can't prevent. No matter, like, you can have all the powers in the world.
He fucking changes. He turns the Earth around to save Lois.
Forget about it. Hey, don't interrupt me on my time here. All right. Tyson and I are talking about Superman.
All right.
You stay out of it.
The older brother putting the foot down. I like it.
Yeah, and you know what though? And we all know now from the Donner cut that the time turn was supposed to happen at the end of the second movie, not at the end of the first movie. So take that for what it is.
Grain of salt, for sure.
Right? But I agree that the heart attack is a better death. But in that universe, right? And let's talk about
in the mass murder universe of Man of Steel.
Let's talk about the when Jonathan Kent says, "Yeah, you should have let them die." We're talking about that being said in a movie universe that has acknowledged that, like, hey, yeah, someone that flies might not be greeted with cheers and applause.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
As what happens in Superman the movie, like, it would totally be like, whoa, what's going on here? There'd probably be like martial law.
People would be shooting. People would be shooting at him.
It would be the weirdest thing of all time, right? When Jonathan Kent is telling Clark, yeah, you know what? Maybe you let those kids die so that you're not taken away. Who knows what happens? You know what I mean? Like that has some kind of plausibility in that storyline, right? And then to the death, I think what Jonathan Kent is doing in that scene, because it was like, I was like, oh wow, like it was emotional when I watched it the very first time when you don't see it coming. But in that universe, like, okay, so Jonathan Kent has already talked to Clark about like, you need to let people die, or like, remember the scene where the bully gets them and then, Clark's like, yeah, I wanted to kill that kid. And he's like, well, yeah, but you don't because, you're above that. So Jonathan Kent is...
Did they hurt you? You know they can't?
Yeah, exactly. That scene. Exactly.
Yeah.
Jonathan Kent puts his hand up because he knows, of course, Clark could save him. But if Clark didn't come to Earth or was a normal kid, he would have also witnessed his father die. Because you know what I mean?
I don't know. I can't identify with it because if it was my dad, I would probably just do it anyway and say,
but it's
fuck
not,
everybody else.
Okay, so he's not his dad.
It is his dad.
Even though he did raise him.
Yeah, it's his dad.
But he's not.
But he is.
But he
not
is.
His dad.
He's not.
He is his father. He is his father, but you have to look at all the
first part of that movie, everything that happens to young Clark is being thrown out by his dad of like, people can't be fucking trusted. People cannot be trusted. So even if it is your dad, there's that. It's such a powerful fucking scene, and I'll miss it up if I were to watch it right now.
It is so weird, but it's like you get to that scene because he has told Clark, people need to die to protect your identity. You can't throw that kid into outer space that just pushed you into a fence because you like to read books. You know what I mean? Because you can't do that. You cannot come and save me because if you were not here or if you did not have powers, I would also have died in this tornado. And this is what's meant to happen. And then, things have, the whole like killing Zod, like, I don't agree or disagree. I think it worked in the story. Like, I could give a shit, like, if Superman's never killed before.
He had to do what he had to do. And
I think he's telling Superman that I'm not stopping. I'm going to kill these people and everyone else. We can do this all day. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but he also
do this all day.
But he also killed like 40,000 people.
We don't know what the death count is.
Well,
right.
I mean, he definitely.
And that's the other thing about that movie. Who gives a shit?
Well, I do.
Was it New York? But wasn't New
Yeah, nobody gave a shit in Superman 1 and 2, like when he was fucking destroying the city then.
Oh, he destroys in that movie is like a billboard.
Yeah, no,
okay?
he like the whole city.
You know why?
Fucking
Hold on a second. He only destroyed a billboard because they didn't have special effects then. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
I'm aware of how old the movie is.
Still, he destroys like a
Exactly.
whole fucking city, kills
Everyone's like,
countless
Superman
people.
should have taken the fight to the farm field. And it's like,
They did.
Zod but all Zod had to do was fly back to the city. Like, he would have kept it. Like, that's the whole point. You're talking about two beings that are having a fucking put up your dukes, no holds barred fight between two people that are not going to be able to hurt each other, except temporarily until the sun rejuvenates whatever just happened to them with the last blow. You know what I mean? Like the Avengers original movie, they did just as much damage to the city, or why didn't they fly away and let all the let Loki's army follow them to the farm fields in upstate New York?
They did. He flies into the portal with a nuclear bomb.
Yeah, after the city's in fucking flames.
Yeah, but the portal opens in New York though. Like that's where the portal opens in Avengers.
Superman flew a hydrogen bomb into outer
no one
space,
commented on how much damage. Why did the Avengers try to move the fight to another location?
But is that what it is?
9/11.
Hold on. Is that what it is? That just in this day and age, Superman, as we knew it before Man of Steel, was an outdated character. Here comes all these fucking and how many like Marvel movies had been out?
Well, fuck, like 20?
Yeah, 20
Before Man of Steel?
Oh
Like,
no!
I
like
think
15.
what happened was that Christopher Nolan, Warner Brothers got David Goyer.
He was the producer.
And
No, wait.
he was the writer. David Goyer wrote that.
Wait. What I'm saying is there a disconnect here where like everyone loved Marvel, Superman was outdated, and whoever wrote or the character or whatever saw that Superman, like, people don't fucking like Superman because of this and this, so we're gonna have Superman do that and that.
No, I think the plan was like, let's start in like the real world instead of like you have the origin story, which I thought in Man of Steel was fucking brilliant.
It is
I loved
great.
I loved every minute of Krypton, and I fucking loved. I think Russell Crowe was an amazing Jor-El.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I thought all of that was amazing, and then how he came to Earth. I even loved all the different things that Clark did, like as he was like nomading. You know what I mean? Like the key moving on, like doing the good deeds and all that. But like again, transitioning back to the comics and then like Superman the movie or whatever, like you do that origin story. So the kid crashes on Earth. You have a kid. They kind of gloss over the childhood, which they did to an extent in Man of Steel, and you get to like the early 20s or whatever, late teens, early 20s, and it's like instead of making it like, okay, he's gonna go discover himself now, like we thought, like he goes on he gets the crystal, he goes out to the North Pole, And then like there's that whole like 10-year gap, and then he's Superman, right? And then it's like he saves Lois on the helicopter, and everyone's like, "Fucking right, Superman."
Man,
This
that's a
guy's a
bad
hero.
outfit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a bad out. I actually, literally, I'm not lying, and I know you guys love to talk about me on the bus. Guess what, boys? I watched Superman the helicopter scene on the way home on YouTube because I finished all my current podcasts. I needed a couple of videos to kill the time, and I was like, you know what? I want to see Christopher Reeve look at a phone booth that didn't have a door and be like, nah. And fucking run through traffic, and you can see Christopher Reeve smiling as he pulls the shirt open and pulls up, you know what I mean? Because like they were editing, right? Like he pulls up, goes through the door and turns into Superman and tells the pimp and his hose, excuse me, I gotta go save someone that's hanging from a helicopter at the top of the Daily Planet building. Right? And everyone cheers. But let's be honest, in the real world, if like all of a sudden today in New York City, someone flew up into the air and it was caught on camera. Like, remember Chronicle?
That movie's awesome, but
Oh
yes.
yeah, Chronicle was awesome.
That movie is awesome, and that's fucking exactly like how the reaction would be to Man of Steel. Like, could be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, but
How is someone-
isn't that's like a terrible fucking like I don't want to kind of like exist. I don't want to watch a movie about Superman where everybody thinks Superman's a horrible, awful monster.
But
I want to be inspired by Superman.
See, the problem there is
Yes,
like
of course you want to be, but they had to get there, Justin. This
Well,
is the point.
my
This
problem.
was, and I know they haven't done Man of Steel 2 yet, and then Justice League utterly failed. But you could see after the return of Superman in Justice League, that's the Superman that Justin's talking about.
Yeah, but like Superman is like I know in probably some comics he's like a darker character, but like he's a happy, he's like a fucking savior. He's the best of all
But they're
humankind.
talking about they're trying to make a movie.
No, but like they're trying to make they're trying to make
they're
the
trying to-
Dark Knight. They're trying to make the Dark Knight with Superman, and like because it works so well with Batman, but it doesn't work with Superman.
But I honestly believe, Tyson, that they were going to get to that Superman. It's not in a modern day, and you're telling a story in the modern day, like to people that like, because they have to sell tickets to people that don't read Superman comics.
So you think
Right?
that like in like by Man of Steel 3 we're gonna have like happy Superman?
No,
where he's like saving the world, or like
I think we were going to get there after he like took the lesson, because he was getting there in Batman versus Superman as well.
I didn't watch that.
Right?
movie.
Like he was starting to get to Batman. He was starting to get there in Batman versus Superman, and then like he becomes that person. When he's like, I'm a big fan of justice, and like punches, and he has the race with the Flash and all these things that like you have to get there though. Like I think everyone wants.
It's what
I enjoy. That's the best part of Man of Steel to me is like we acknowledge that like it would be fucking weird if a guy started flying around lifting things that a normal human being would never have a chance of. You know what I mean? Like could fly, could fly into space, could do these things. Like
I can see where you're coming from here.
I don't think that would be weird. I would be pretty amazed.
It would be fucking weird.
It would be fucking weird.
I can see
That's why I like how in the next movie they have him like go into fucking Congress, and he's in a fucking hearing, because of course that's what would happen.
Yeah, he's like, look, guys, I got these fucking powers, and yeah, I don't know. I can see where you're coming from there, but like, it's just not the kind of Superman movie I like to watch. It's like I like Superman Returns. It was like a fantastic, like, it was a great continuation of the Superman story that you'd never seen before. They didn't try to reboot it. They didn't try to retell a story.
What Superman movie I don't like to watch is Superman 4, even though I do watch it because it's got Christopher Reeve. It's like
it's such a shit show of a movie.
Even Superman 3, like, because I was a kid when it came out.
No,
you know
Superman 3 is awesome. So you leave Superman 3 alone. I fucking love
When you look
Superman.
at it, as like when you look through it through objective eyes, you're like, what the fuck was this guy thinking?
I can't.
What were the producers thinking?
I
What were the
can't look
writers
at that
thinking?
movie. I can't look at that movie through objective eyes. I love that fucking story. I love the story of that movie. You turn it bad.
Yeah.
You turn it bad because you fuck up the recipe for the fucking kryptonite.
Eric, you know
Gregory.
what? I don't know if you remember this, but Ross Webster never wears the same pair of socks twice, and he doesn't know what they do with them after. If they donate them to charity, or maybe they turn them into rags, or I don't know what. But wow, super villain.
Well, but he's
Yeah. You want a cup of
that's not what
coffee
makes
in
him
the
a
morning?
supervillain.
Yeah.
What makes him a supervillain is that he's fucking trying to.
Yeah.
He-
Hope you don't. Hey, Eric. Hope you don't plan on filling up your car in the morning. Hope you don't plan on having a cup of coffee in the morning.
See, but you
Guess
say
what?
that as
Wesco's
earlier
got
in the
some
show,
evil
you said you
plans.
didn't have a driver's license. So why would you
Yeah.
care? Why would you care if they stopped to go, someone like Tyson, who drives a lot, he might care about that.
Well, if Webco did that to Tyson, and he couldn't have a cup of coffee either,
Webco.
and guess what? And Superman's flying around making the Leaning Tower of Pisa stand straight and blowing out the Olympic torch, fucking, and tying one on in a local bar, fucking flicking
Tying
tattoos
on
at a
one. I
beard.
think he had more than he had one bottle of each liquor there is on Earth. I think.
Yeah,
That's the greatest scene. That's the greatest
Yeah,
scene. Flipping
and
the
did God
peanuts
knows
and
what to
busting up
Lana
the.
Lang while her son Ricky was in the next room.
There's a rape scene. That's right. There is a rape happens in that. 2 rapes happen in that. Well, one's not really a rape, but
Yeah,
he
Lana's
definitely
butt
rapes
never
Lana.
recovered.
He definitely rapes Lana. That's for sure.
Superman raped somebody?
Have you never seen
Yeah, and he
Superman 3?
raped-
I don't remember it. I don't remember.
With
No,
Richard
sorry, it
Pryor?
wasn't Lana. No, Eric, you got it wrong. I just realized he was putting the moves on Lana, and then she's like, "So yeah, maybe like you want to go help that truck?" And he's like,
What
"Oh yeah,
truck? No, he goes,
What
what
truck?"
truck? And then he grabs the back of her head.
no, that
Does
was
he
the blonde
leave?
chick that worked. No. This is what happened, and you can go look it up as soon as we're done, and then you can text me later and apologize. So after Superman does all the evil deeds, he flies to the Statue of Liberty, where that blonde chick
Right.
from Ross's company, Ross Webster's company, is waiting for him up there, and she's like, "Oh, why don't you just do me this favor?" And then he does all the shit, and then flies to the penthouse, and she's like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" And
Yes,
he goes to get
yes,
some champagne, and
yeah.
she puts her hand down, and then rolls her over.
Yeah. And she like
And I'll
sucks Superman's dick. That's
Yeah, and I'll tell you, there's a deleted scene, and I remember this after I saw the deleted scene because we had it on our VHS tape from TV copy, where the other sister is in the next room putting tissue in her ears because she can hear her fucking sister or whoever that woman was laughing while Superman's banging her. You remember that?
I don't think I remember that.
No, yeah, she was like reading a book, and then she can hear like the giggling, and then she puts she takes Kleenex out of the box and then puts it in her ears. So she can keep reading. It's a deleted scene. Go look it up. It's fucking hilarious.
So you
Was
could
Superman 3 X-rated? I don't remember any of this.
Superman
part.
3 is fucked up.
there was
I
a
love
lot of
Superman. There's a
dark
lot of
parts in that
it's a
movie,
fun movie.
So
It's a
is it-
fun movie. It's
is
a
that-
fun romp.
Yeah.
it's kind of like
About
that's
Brad,
where
the alcoholic that like basically like mentally or emotionally abuses Lana and her young son.
It was the early 90s.
so
What
like
do you-
so like Superman gets her to suck his dick and then he blows fucking
It was the early
bullet
90s,
holes in her
bro.
face.
That movie came out in like 1985. What are you talking
Superman 3?
Yeah, it's
about?
pretty, it's pretty old.
Superman 4 is 1987.
Oh shit. All
Yeah,
right,
like,
all
wasn't-
right.
wasn't
Yeah,
like
Eric,
all right.
I'll tell you this right now. My 7th birthday party was me and my friends at the theater. Dad took us to see Superman 4 in theaters.
That sucks. Sounds like it's a worse.
Hey,
That was my first Superman movie in theaters. I was too young to go to the movies when Superman 3 came out.
Greg, are you 40 this year?
Yeah, I am. I'm turning 40 in 2 weeks.
the big 4-0.
Some big 4. Happy
Yeah,
birthday.
man.
Fucking yeah, happy
you, bud.
belated if I don't get you before
No, it's
then.
coming. Oh, yeah, if you don't get me, yeah.
Yeah, happy early.
Yeah, happy fucking birthday.
Hey, do you want to rip off the Smallville Band-Aid, or should we save that for the next time?
Oh, I fucking love Smallville.
I know. Do you want to rip that off, or can I do it for you?
You
Why,
don't?
you don't love it?
No, it's Smallville. He doesn't fly for like 10 years. And don't give me
But
this.
they
He's
said that at the
growing.
beginning of the show.
I
But
don't
they
care.
said they
I don't
told-
care that the executive producer of the
Here's
Superman show
Justin, eh?
doesn't want
Season
to
premiere,
fucking
eh?
doesn't
Season
want to
premiere
fucking
press.
fly.
Here's Justin. Season premiere. Producers do an interview. Hey guys, just so you know, our show is not about.
It's a
ice skate or
Superman.
flying.
It's a Superman
Justin's
show. What
like,
are you
oh,
talking?
what the fuck? Oh, this is Superman.
It is a Superman show. That's dumb. It's stupid.
But he's a kid.
He's not a kid. He's like 22.
I believe
like-
he starts off in high school.
Yeah, he's like the
though.
same age as like
when
when
he's-
I know he's like 17.
And
Isn't
I
he
didn't
like-
even watch that show.
He
Was-
could have been Superboy.
And that
He
made,
could have
I
been
told,
Superboy.
listen, when that show came, when the series finale of that show aired, I think iPhone was relatively new. There was a walkie-talkie app, and there was a bro at work that worked in IT that also loved Smallville. And I was walkie-talkieing that guy, and I was like, I hope you're watching the show. He's in the suit, and they're playing the John Williams music.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
going to bed. I'll talk to you on Monday.
Okay. In the suit is a bit of a stretch. He was probably wearing the shirt with the little S crest thing on it. It wasn't even his. They couldn't even be bothered to make a fucking suit for that guy.
He
They
wore the
had to
suit.
rip off Superman Returns suit.
Yeah, it
And
was a
then-
Superman Returns suit.
yeah,
You're right.
yes,
You're right.
And then they did CGI bullshit flying where you don't even see it's him. For like a minute and a
he
half.
couldn't fly for real like Christopher Reeve could.
Yeah, no, you're right.
That's very true.
And then the best ending of all time for that show was, it's like whatever, how many years in the future, him and Lois are talking. There's a big story, they're talking about they're gonna, like, the wedding's tonight, all this, and then all of a sudden someone runs into the newsroom and goes, there's a bomb in a bank downtown, and Clark goes to Lois, tell the minister I'm gonna be a couple minutes late, fucking goes up to the roof as the John Williams score rings out, and he runs into the camera ripping off his shirt. And everyone clapped and cried and said, that is the best fucking ending of all time.
Who is everyone? Who are these people? Who is everyone?
Everyone
Let me ask
but
you this.
you.
Let me ask you this, Justin. Let me ask you this. Do you like, okay, if you have to put two Superman TV shows side by side, who goes on to the next round? Lois and Clark or Smallville?
Lois and
ouch.
Clark.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Lois and Clark actually.
Oh, so let's talk
The
about
Mark
Lois and
Messier
Clark.
of Superman.
Yeah, let's talk about Lois. I hope Justin's favorite scene is when fucking Martha Kent is knitting like 50 different uniforms for Clark to try on. And then finally gets to one that looks like a Superman suit, and he's like, let me try it with the patch from your space shuttle on it. That's how he becomes Superman with the suit?
That
Are you
is
fucking kidding
that
me?
is how he becomes Superman in the comics. Martha does make his suit.
Is that true?
Yeah, but not
I believe
but not
so.
trying on different fucking 30 different suits and different variations.
Why when you go to the store and you buy pants, do you just buy the first pair of pants you see? You don't try on
No,
some
she
pants?
knits the boots and the tights and the cape and puts the crest on in one go.
No.
He's like-
Answer.
How
No.
would he fucking know? How do you know what fucking size?
Oh no,
he-
I try I know what my size is. I just buy those pants.
Does
Hey,
Greg?
heads up, boys. Heads up, boys. I'm not sure if you noticed this, but the Superman suit in all variations, it's not like putting on a pair of pants. It's not like trying on trousers. They kind of like one size fit all it.
Hey man,
Jesus
hey man.
Christ!
Everybody can be Superman. That's the point.
No, everyone can be Batman,
No,
but
You
not
have
everyone
enough
can be
money.
Superman.
no.
You have to be.
Jeff
You have to be.
Bezos could be fucking
Eric
Batman.
is 100. This is killing me to say this. My brother's 100% right.
No, I agree here. I
can't believe I
agree.
have that on. This is recorded.
The
This is-
only,
I agree.
only weird billionaire that could be Batman is Elon Musk.
What about Zuckerberg? Although he'd be an asshole.
He could
Well,
not
but
be-
Batman's kind of a douche.
Anyone can train a ninja, like to be a ninja.
Nobody can be an alien. Not everybody can be.
No one can be an
fucking-
alien that
that's powered by the
takes their
sun.
power from the
Everybody-
yellow sun of the earth
Every,
that can fly into space.
they can be
And fucking-
inspiring like Superman.
Batman is not fucking inspiring
No, I'm aware of that. I know. I agree with you.
at all.
No, I agree with you.
He inspires me to watch more fucking Superman. Is what he-
Fair point. Fair point.
it's so funny. I remember telling you this, Greg, when I went and watched Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Which it's not a Batman movie, but it's Batman canon.
Batman universe.
So
He's in the
you
movie.
asked me what I thought of the movie, and do you remember what I told you?
I do not.
I said I got home after the movie was over and I watched the Avengers. That's what I.
Incredible palate cleanser. That's how Dad did it. That's how we do it, and it's worked out pretty good so far.
There it is. There it is. So all right. So this was good. This was good. This was kind of therapeutic. I can't believe my older brother said it was right about something. This is like
There's a lot of things that we agree about now. When you moved out west, you were a real friggin' like you would have been Ford Nation if you still lived in Toronto. But somehow you softened out there. I don't know if it's because of all the hipster millennials that live in your town.
yeah, because there's no
Or what,
hipster
but-
millennials that live in Toronto
Yeah,
at
no,
all.
none.
None.
It's probably because of me, Greg.
They're all
You
on
know, I'm
White
like,
Ave.
yeah, I'm like a really big softie.
You know what, bro? I told my brother this, and I said like the four of you together, like I love it because I'm obviously you and I have not hung out at like Justin's and drank and chatted or whatever. Like we've met in person once, but you guys, like listening to you guys, like it's like I'm there. You know what I mean? And I said this to my brother. I'm like Tyson is the Canadian. Like, I work with a girl that's from the United States. Okay, she literally is only in Canada for like the last year. She married met and married a Canadian guy, and she's like, you know what, Greg? You're like the most Canadian guy I've ever met. And I'm like, well, you don't know Tyson. In my head, like she wouldn't know who that is. Like I'm like, you don't know Tyson. Who's Tyson? But like when you think of someone that like talks Canadian, thinks Canadian, like. Bro, like you are the most Canadian guy I've ever heard in my entire life.
Man, I've never been filled with so much pride before.
I swear to God, like, you know, fucking cheers, you know, let's fucking go for a rip, bud. Like you're that guy. Fuck, out for a rip, are you, bud? Like that's you.
Man,
That is
Say
true.
true,
That is
say
my
true.
heart is
accurate.
my heart is growing 4 sizes right now.
Well, on
Do you guys
Nice.
do you guys listen to Taggart and Torrance?
No.
No,
Do you even know who that is or what that show is?
No.
Eric should probably write that down. Taggart and
probably.
Torn.
Yeah.
Oh, I know exactly what it is.
Oh, okay.
So Taggart is Jonathan is what's his name? Jeremy Taggart was the drummer for Our Lady Peace, and then Jonathan Torrance, who was John O'Vision, J Rock on Trailer Park Boys. Like
Yep.
they have a podcast and it's called Canadianity, and like the listeners, like the fans, are called Bud, like Bod, but they say it the Canadian way. Thanks, Jeff. All right, Bod. There you go, Bod. So like that is like to me like that's Tyson. You're a Bod.
That's awesome. Yeah, I feel
Well, on
pretty
that
good about
note,
that. I feel pretty good about that.
We don't like how we don't take praise well on this show. So
I do.
Well, there's not a lot to go around normally. Like train wreck.
I don't
Like
feel like
I
got
listen to
any
this
praise.
show in segments. Like by Thursday, usually I've got it in the can because like. And here's another marathon, right, boys? Like I'm gonna have to go back and listen to this and be like, all right, fucking Thursday, last 20 minutes, here we go.
That's how we do it, buddy. That's
that's how
we
we
do
do
it,
it. Well, we'd like to thank you
Yeah, we want to thank you
Yeah.
a lot, Greg.
for coming on and doing this. And geez, I don't know. I don't even know if we're gonna need Sid back after this
Yeah,
one.
this is pretty good.
That's
You wanna
So
be on-
at Fruit1 on Twitter,
there it is.
Greg Daniels on all social media, Fruit1 on Instagram, and I'm Eric's brother. I'm _senior.
we didn't
There it is.
Man.
Yeah, it's been a goddamn pleasure, Greg. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you,
No,
man.
it was
That
a lot of
awesome.
fun. Like I was
Awesome.
happy for the invitation, and I mean, I like you guys are all the best, and like hopefully more of this. But I can't wait to see you all in person, and what a fucking blast!
Please. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Greg.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Hey,
Thank you.
Greg. Say
Yeah.
hey to mom and dad for me.
I will not.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, thanks.
Oh, man.
Thanks, Greg.
Thanks a lot, Greg.
I really appreciate that.
Anytime, and you know what? Honestly, like if you guys run into this again, and if you guys can get going like how we did tonight, I'm down.
You will never be on this fucking show again. We're fucking. We're,
Bookmark it. Last and first appearance.
we're good.
We said all we needed to say with that first show. So thank you, loyal listener.
But keep
Quote
fact
unquote loyal listener.
checking for us though.
Yeah, I was gonna say
And
keep checking my facts, bitch.
infrequent guest and fact checker.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right, boys. Have a good night, eh? Be good.
All
Yeah,
right,
you as well.
thanks,
Thank
Greg.
you.
See ya.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. Talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.
So yeah, what do you think of that show there, boys? That was a good first trial phone call.
Yeah, that was good. Thanks, Greg. Again, thanks. I know we already said that 100 times, but
we won't have you call on the actual episode, but it was a good, nice little trial run. Thanks.
Fuck that asshole.
I mean,
Smallville still sucks.
No, thank you very much again.
Yes.
And I think it's a good one. I think it's another one Sid's going to be jealous of.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think he's going to be jealous.
well, that's what he gets for fucking dropping the headphones halfway through the last show and said, "Yeah, I won't be here next week either." And then
It's been 3 out of 4, man. 3 out of 4, man.
He's on the bubble.
He's on the
He's
bubble.
on the
buddy.
bubble.
He's on the bubble. He might be.
No,
getting
we
there.
love we love Sid
Yeah,
because
of course we do. Of course we do.
It's a sensual podcast.
that's right.
I fucking love that.
That's so
It's
good.
good. It's good. It is our favorite soundbite.
It is our favorite. Yeah, we love it. We miss you, buddy. I hope you listen to the show.
We do. And say hi to your family.
Yes.
Hi to your mom.
Yep. Hi to your
How
mom.
do your ma?
We understand you're allowed to take time off from the show to go see your family
Yeah, of course.
this time.
It's coming out of your not pay that we're not making.
Do you know who shouldn't be going to see their fucking families?
Everybody else.
Everybody in the fucking Major League Baseball.
Oh, that's
Well,
right.
that's
That's
true.
Settle
right.
the fuck down, MLB. You're fucking it
The
up.
Marlins? What the
The
fuck? dude?
Marlins and the Cardinals. This season's got like 2 more weeks.
Who wants to party in Philadelphia when it's safe?
Well, me.
If you're rough, I think there's a lot of fight. I feel like Philly's a tough fucking
Yeah, it's
city.
a tough city. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Like
they're,
Philly, Chicago, those are places you don't fuck with.
yeah, but they're the Miami Marlins. Come on.
Well, fuck Miami. We're not talking about Miami. We're talking about Philly. You said Philly.
No, but the Marlins got caught in Philly partying, and like they went out in Philly, and that's why fucking baseball is gonna be canceled in a week and a half.
Sometimes you just need a fucking cheesesteak and punch somebody in the face.
Sometimes you need to stay in your fucking hotel because there's a plague.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like their whole sport's fucked because they can't. Nobody there has any fucking discipline.
Why didn't they do hubs? Like, could
I
you
don't
not
know.
have done- could you not have done? And I know that these are 2 like shitty states. Like right now, could you not have done half in New York and half in like LA?
Well,
That's true. They
Stadiums. They got 2 stadiums
No,
in New York. You
it's-
got 2 stadiums in fucking LA.
An entire season is different than a playoffs. An entire season is like
Yeah, I guess
162
there's only
games or whatever.
60 games,
168 games. What is it in baseball? 160.
Yeah, but there's only 60
162.
games this year.
162 games in baseball.
They're only playing 60 games this year, dude.
Okay. Well, still, that's the.
What I mean is that could they just have done like I guess it is like the middle of the summer. I don't know. The whole fucking restart shit for all
Oh,
the
yeah.
sports seemed wacky to me, but I can't believe I'm saying it. The NHL
I know. I can't believe that.
has it right. Over
can't believe it.
4,000 tests, not a one positive.
I can't believe that I'm on board with you that I'm saying that the NHL didn't fuck it up
Yeah,
or didn't
I'm
fuck
shocked.
something up because the NHL fucks a lot of shit up, and
Yeah.
I can't believe they didn't do it. You got to give credit where credit's due here. They did it right.
I feel like the same.
Well,
as,
I mean, like we're kind of like talking a little like it's only been 2 weeks of the bubble or a week.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
it's, you've got some time still to go. You never know what's going to happen. And you know if whoever wins the cup is just going to fucking like get fucking hammered in Edmonton, you know, like anywhere. They're just going to shut the bars down for these guys, like as they should.
you know,
Why should they do that?
Because they won the fucking Stanley
because it's
Cup.
Canada and it's
And
hockey.
And it's hockey, and they won the Stanley. It doesn't
You
even-
open the bar. If you,
know,
open the bar, like I said last week, if you open the bar at 4 a.m. for the Olympics, you gotta have you gotta let these
gotta-
guys do whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
gonna
So
do.
like you got to have like O'Byrne's on White Ave. It's like, yeah, we'll welcome in the fucking Boston Bruins. You bet. Last time they spent 100 and some grand and fucking,
yeah.
you know.
So just sorry, you might die. The hockey players are here.
No, that'll be
No,
just
because
now
those
part of
people
the
won't be
bubble.
allowed anywhere near normal folk.
Yeah, that'll be
like
like
you and me will be
it'll
shown
be like
the door.
They get trucked down to O'Byrne's on White Ave and they get fucking put in the door. And then when they leave, they get put back on the bus and they get taken back to the bubble.
That's got to be some fucking bus ride leaving the bar.
Oh no, it'd
Go
just be
with the
fucking rad.
Boston
You know,
Bruins.
I feel like if you were hanging on White Ave and when that went down, you could just hop on the bus and no one.
Drunk Chara would fucking throw you through a
No, he wouldn't. He'd be like, "Who are
You
you?"
think so? Yeah.
He'd be like, well, "Hockey's rad," and then he'd be like, "Fucking, you're okay. Come on."
I feel
board."
like maybe you, because you're really short, he would just take you under his wing.
Yeah,
and
he'd be like,
"This
"Are
is
you a?"
pet."
He's like, "Are you a small baby?" Okay, you come on, bus.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, all right. I was just walking home, but
It's
Dear
all it's gonna
Inga,
take.
I'm sorry.
yeah, I was just walking down White Ave, and Zdeno Chara grabbed me.
I was kidnapped by a giant Czech guy.
He called me small baby, and then that was it. I was just agreed, and I went on the bus.
Tell Bruce I love him.
Yeah,
Tell Bruce he's welcome to
yeah.
come.
And now I'm general manager of the Bruins. I don't know how it happened, but now I'm general manager. Eh.
I don't know, man. Like I saw this funny. It's not very funny, but it was kind of like this funny like Twitter post. This girl posted from Edmonton. She's all like, all it's gonna take is one drunk dude who's like trying to pick up some random Edmonton chick from Tinder, and the whole thing's gonna go to crap.
Yeah, but it's just bring her in the bubble, get her tested.
No, you can't bring people into the bubble. Stay the fuck in your hotel and play hockey.
Well, no, it's fine.
That's
You
it.
can bring anyone into the bubble
You
as long as they
can't
quarantine.
No, you can't.
As long as you quarantine for 14 days
can't
first.
Yeah, you have to quarantine first.
Yeah, they're bringing in media from all over the world into the bubble. They just got to quarantine for 14 days.
So,
Yeah, I was seeing that. I was seeing
Yeah.
like that chick who used to be on Sportsnet, Sophia.
Vergara, it's not.
No,
Vergara.
no, it's not
I know
Vergara.
it's not.
I can't pronounce
What
it.
the
Like
fuck?
Yurksevich.
Yeah,
I can't pronounce
like
it.
Adrian
But she was
Dater.
like, she
Yeah.
was like on the, she was like at the ice.
Yeah.
And I was gonna like, cause she posted shit on her Instagram, and I was gonna, it would have sounded too catty, like, "What are you doing down there?" Like, but then it would have been like, "Well, why are you attacking this poor young?"
She probably wouldn't have heard that in that voice, so maybe she would.
No, that's how everything sounds on the internet.
That's fair.
That's how everything fucking sounds on the internet.
That's fair. That's fair.
You're right. You're
Just ask
right.
Donald Trump. Do you not read a Donald Trump tweet in that voice?
I try not to.
I love Donald Trump's Twitter.
Oh,
It's entertainment. You know what? With all that's happened in 2020, and I've gotten this just to people like, well, hey, man, that's just not funny. And it's like, you know what? It is fucking funny, all right? Shit's going down. There's nothing you can
he
do.
might cancel the election.
Dude, he put
No, he's
that
not
sh-
canceling the
He
election.
put it out today on Twitter. He's like, might have to do it.
Yeah, that guy's going to
Yeah.
get taken away in fucking cuffs, I hope.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time. Like he's gonna try. You know, part of me hopes that he you know it sort of works so that like there's shit going, really shit starts going down. You know, and then I
I
don't know.
want the army going in there, busting in the fucking door. He's got like his fucking loyalist troops,
Yeah,
and the army just blows through them. Fucking,
he's got like
and then I was telling Katie this. I was like, he's getting taken out. His huge ass long tie is all fucking askew. His toupee is like fucking sideways. Fucking just
Yeah.
looks terrible. Like picture how Nixon left the office when he was disgraced, and then just fucking subtract $1 million from that. You know, from fucking dignity to fucking just like kicking and screaming
Yeah.
his little tiny feet.
his fucking orange face is just dripping.
Yeah, that's another thing.
You
Too.
know,
I was like,
like-
his fucking mango tint, fucking tanning spray is all fucking smeared. So it's going. So you know how you can see like the white.
Yeah.
It's all smeared back, and
Yeah.
fuck that
half
guy.
Of his face is his actual color now.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
the guy's an
pale,
absolute,
pasty devil white.
Yeah, the guy's a fucking monster, man.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
and it's and it's so it's just the same breath. The same breath that he says, fucking, oh, well, we can't have the election because it's not safe. But we must have the schools open. The schools must
Yeah.
be open.
You know, Kenny does the same shit here. He's like, if you think that it's safe to gather in groups, in large groups, think again. And then the next breath is like, we're opening schools with zero extra fucking precautions,
Yeah.
zero extra money. Send your kid to kindergarten.
So every time a kid gets the sniffles, that whole fucking class has to miss 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then you come back after the 2 weeks. God help us if it's fall and winter, you know, the primary school months.
Yeah, and everybody
And
has
then
the
every
sniffles.
fucking every 2 weeks, you're gonna have to everybody's got to miss. We gotta shut down.
What the fuck are we gonna do?
I'm not sending my fucking kid to school this
no,
year.
no.
I don't
But
give
like,
a shit.
what the fuck are we gonna do if we send? So I send Bruce to school in fucking September. He gets the sniffles one day. Me and Inga both have fucking full-time jobs.
Yeah.
What
Well,
the
yeah.
fuck are we gonna
You
do?
gotta
Now
stay
are we
home.
gonna call in sick?
Well, you'll have to.
Yeah. So like somebody like at some point, like what?
There
the
is
fuck?
no
Like,
logical plan that I've seen for reopening the country.
Anything?
No, because
no.
there's no fucking vaccine yet.
No,
we don't even have a fucking vaccine, and you're sending kids the poster children, pun fucking fully intended, for petri dish getting people sick.
Yeah,
as a parent, I know. Tyson knows. You send your kid to the park for 5 minutes in the summer.
Yeah.
Good chance you're going to have a fucking cold, like in a week.
Yeah.
And now you're doing that in a pandemic during the cold and flu season.
Yeah, no, I agree.
No, sir.
They're little.
There's no plan.
They're little disease factories before there was a pandemic, and now there's a fucking pandemic.
Which usually is a good thing. Builds up their immune system. You know, you get them sick. You have a chicken pox party, whatever. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Now, no.
Yeah.
Everything gets shut down, and again, it's that North American mentality of like, well, fuck you, that's fucking just ruining, and it's way too politicized. This whole thing has been way too politicized.
I guarantee you, there's people in Jasper who are like that, who are like, well, fuck you, you can't tell me what
there are people all over the planet that are like, fuck this shit. I don't care. Why should I care about you?
Yeah,
well, don't bring your kid to school if fucking you're so fucking scared.
Yeah. Why should my tax dollars go to you?
Yeah.
I don't have kids. Why are my tax dollars paying for kids?
Yeah, because we live in a fucking society. That's fucking why.
Half the fucking morons on Twitter I fucking deal with are people that say that shit.
Yeah. And I hate to hear it from Canadians too, because if you're complaining about
but you're in Alberta.
Serb. Well, no.
Like you're in Alberta. You're in Alberta. They only like fucking socialism when it comes to corporations. That's the only time that socialism's okay.
Absolutely, of course.
If anybody's getting fucking help from the government otherwise, get the fuck out of Alberta.
Yeah.
Alberta, we don't like that shit.
Like all these people that are upset about like the Serb and shit like that are the same people who are okay with our healthcare system.
Yeah.
So the whole fucking every argument is just an oxymoron in itself.
Dude, there was even one guy on Twitter who had a problem with our healthcare system, who was all about. He was like, I can't wait until Kenny puts private healthcare in because I never go to the hospital. I'm sick and tired of paying for people who go to the hospital.
I hope.
And then I'm like, what the fuck, man?
See, and it's
fuck?
not nice to do this, but at that point, I feel like the only answer or the only response to something like that is to be like, I hope your fucking mother gets cancer.
Yeah. Or just fucking.
And then we'll see about the fucking healthcare system and how much you like it.
Deport the guy, and when he gets COVID, it costs him $1 million fucking dollars to get the fucking healed from it, or to stay in the hospital. You know?
Not to mention, we still don't know what survivors are going to look like in 10 years.
Yeah.
And you know what? Hopefully, you get COVID, it gets out of your system, and then that's it. You know, not in 10 years. Well, everyone's fucking lungs are turning black like they've been working in a fucking coal mine for 40 years.
Yeah. And that's from
hopefully,
COVID.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But yeah, no, it's really
it's just
fucking
like you don't
agitating.
know it. And then you got people on, like, literally people in Canada, in Alberta, praising fucking, about time those kids get back to school and quit get fed in fear all the time. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Are you listening to the medical professionals?
I agree that we
no.
shouldn't be running around with chickens with our head cut off because there is a simple solution to this. However, we also have to think about, you know, people's like livelihoods.
Yeah.
Yes, we can shut down the country and we can all sit in our fucking houses and whatnot and do nothing and wait for the shit to pass. But but then the economy tanks. I know people will be like, but the economy. No, the economy is fucking really important. I like to eat. You know, I like having food available to me.
And the people that are the same people that are complaining like, oh, you got to quit worrying about it, just get the economy going. Well, then wear a fucking mask because that's what'll get the economy going. Wear a fucking mask and don't go on a fucking holiday. Just stay the fuck home.
Don't
what the fuck are you doing in Jasper? You fucking dumb prick.
Don't bitch about the fucking economy if you're not gonna fucking wear a mask, and fucking vice versa.
Yeah.
They go hand in fucking hand. They are both super important. Businesses need to be open. Yes, we need to be spending money in places. You hate to say it, like, you know, restaurants. Hopefully, you know, they do takeout and shit, or you know, they're practicing proper social distancing. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, you want to spend money
wear
there.
A fucking mask.
Yeah.
If you go into said restaurant and the cook is naked, Are you really going to say fucking, well, it's their body, their choice. That's why we're not wearing the mask, right? No, you're going to say, hey, put a mask on your face and your fucking balls, sir.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to fuck. If you walked into a restaurant and the cook was naked, you would be fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Well, now we're pissed about the fucking mask.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I'm on board.
We took a lovely episode with my brother.
And we turned it into a fucking, it's been beautiful. It's been beautiful.
But yeah, no, fucking, you know, wear your fucking mask. We have to rant about this. We have to get a rant in.
Yes, we do.
We do. People need to start doing
Put your
that
fucking mask on.
job.
If you're that concerned about the economy, you're that concerned about getting your kids back to school,
Yeah.
then put a fucking mask on.
Put a mask on and don't worry about going out to the fucking club to try to get fucking laid on fucking Tinder.
Yep.
Fuck you. Your life sucks anyway.
And stay home and don't go on a fucking holiday to
Yeah.
Jasper. You
Yeah.
fucking pricks.
There's
Get
no holidays.
the fuck out of here. What's wrong with you people?
People don't understand sacrifice.
What's wrong with you people? There's
They don't
fucking
understand sacrifice.
Yeah.
there's
no,
fucking
no.
400 fucking cars in a hotel parking lot.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you people?
I mean, thank God we don't live in a city because those people
Oh,
have it so
fuck.
much fucking
There's probably
worse.
less
So
people
many-
there.
so many.
Because they're all
Fuck.
in places
True.
like
They
this
do
right
all-
now.
They do all fucking leave.
But that's the
city.
thing too. Like, you know, we're entering. You know, like we're in phase 3. Most places are in that phase of like, because again, you know, important to open the economy, but it's like you start opening that fucking door and then everybody busts through and it's like, yeah, cool, restaurants are open. Well, they serve wings at the strip club, so that's kind of a restaurant. So let's go there and get COVID from some chick's fucking greasy pussy fucking all up over my fucking shit. Yeah. That's the sound of COVID.
That's the sound of COVID. You
That's what you
goddamn
should do.
right.
You go to the hospital, you tell them I have COVID, and then the doctor will ask you, well, were you wearing a mask? And then you say no, and the doctor just does this. And then says, you're fucked, goodbye.
Yeah. See you later.
You're not going to wear a mask, you're not getting the health care.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah, you got a problem.
Fuck you.
Yep, and you got a problem with fucking universal healthcare? Fuck you.
Yeah, it's for the greater good.
Yeah.
Don't lynch black people and fucking wear your fucking mask.
That's right.
Golden rules of 2020 right now.
Yeah.
Don't hate on fucking black people and kill them if you're a cop, and wear a fucking mask if you're everybody else.
Yeah.
That is the lesson of 2020.
Yeah.
Be a goddamn fucking human being about things.
Stop being a dick.
Start being a human being about things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be more like Superman in Superman 1 and less like Superman in Man of Steel.
That's right.
I did. Yeah.
That's right. That's exactly right.
More Clarks, less Bruce Wayne.
All right. I'm at Tin Can Blues. This has been episode 24 of the Wheels Blues podcast. You can find me at Tin Can Blues on Twitter, and our website is wheelsbluespodcast.wixsite.com/my site. You can go there and find whatever the fuck you want about us, including
got
our
what you
game
need.
trailer. So get down there, check out our game trailer. It's currently in bug testing mode at Squeed. If he ever gets to her, he'll finish bug testing.
I'm sure they'll stop making Resident Evil shit soon enough.
Gotta love that guy.
Think so? I don't know, man. They got a good customer in that guy.
Yeah, they certainly do. They snagged a real pigeon with that
They
one.
really did.
I'm at Eric _83, and thank you again to my brother Greg. And sorry for the last 18 minutes, but that shit had to be said because you people.
I'm not sorry. You need to be fucking told.
Yeah, people are fucking up out there, and we know that our listeners aren't fucking up out there because you guys are smart.
And they've all bought Wheels Blues masks from the store.
Yeah, get on and buy a mask.
You can be stylish and you can be safe.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I'm at Mighty Wheels on Twitter and Justin Reither on Instagram and Facebook. You can also follow the Wheels Blues Podcast Facebook page. Please subscribe and rate us 5 stars. Thanks for coming out tonight.
That's right. And I'll take the liberty here. I'm at SK Triple E Double Do Fucking Fuck You. Fucking-
Is that
Right,
the
that's
official-
exactly right. That's
Is that
exactly
the
how you say
official
that.
Twitter handle?
This podcast has been shit. I fucking hate it here. And you know, if I had something better to do, I fucking wouldn't show up. So fuck all of you and fuck you guys, especially at this table. I love you and hate you at the same time. Fuck you. Our Instagram is Wheels Blues Pod, and I'm Squeed.
It's a sensual podcast.
That's right.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for
Good
listening to
night.
episode 24, guys.
holy shit, boys, I need to have some spaghetti in a fucking tube.
I'm leaving it in the show now.
That should be the last after the music plays.
Yeah, like-
after the music plays, and then that little snippet of audio should be Greg going fucking holy shit,
Time for
boys!
some
I need some
spaghetti in
fucking
a tube.
spaghetti in a tube. That's the ending of the show.